Okay. Need to find a way to connect this one. Oh, you can't get on it either? Oh,
But yet,
so it's not just me.
but yet it shows me that.
It's connected. Yeah, me too. I thought it was the computer. Oh.
on SB.
Okay, I'm having to. I'm. Hey, everyone. All right, so here's the thing. Can you guys hear me? At home?
Yes.
And can somebody say something to see if we can hear you? Because I have to
Hello.
just change up the system.
Yes.
Somebody speak?
Can you hear me, Diana?
No.
Yeah.
Deanna, I mean.
Eh.
She said no, that means she could hear me.
Okay, can somebody speak again?
You couldn't.
Oh, she couldn't? Can
Oh,
you?
there you go.
You
Can you
hear
hear
me?
me?
Connect the, yeah, I got you now.
Yeah.
Whoever teaches here in the other class turns the volume to 0 and everything seems connected. I can't hear you. And I remembered last time that had happened. So I just went and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's, long story short, there's some tech issues. Surprise, surprise. Like every day we start, there's a tech issue. And at least 2 of us can't connect to Wi-Fi. Does anyone else who's here with their computer able to connect to Wi-Fi or not? Because Josie and I can't, which means I can't show you my other computer that shows the classroom. The classroom's here, everyone's here, but you won't
Oh,
be able
you're-
to see them right now.
Okay.
But here, let me turn this around so you can see. Hi, say hi,
Wow.
everyone. There's everyone. But my second computer, the one that shows you that, isn't connecting to Wi-Fi. Josie's isn't. I don't know anyone else. You're on? Yeah, but Phil can, which is incredible because
No.
the rest of us
What?
can't.
I wonder if it's.
Huh? That's because he's a techie. I know.
Hmm?
Okay, so Blas can also get on, but you guys are connecting through the SBCC. I have to go through SBC guest, and that's the one that's not working.
Maybe I tried.
Okay. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
I gotta
something
keep going to the
was
class. So
bad.
right now, the only negative will be that you guys, at this point, you won't see the classroom. For now, I'm gonna make it work that way because it's what we have to do. I gotta get going, and I've been battling the system for the last half hour, and I'm just gonna go on without the second computer. But what that means is that when I need to share my phone with you guys, I'll have to disconnect the webcam, connect the phone, and then connect the webcam. Because I have just one connection right now that works. So anyway, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. I'm always having to figure things out, but that'll work out. Okay. What's that? Problem solving. All right, so hi, and let's go over to the chat. Everyone who's at home, I see a couple people saying hi. Everyone else, let's say hi there in the chat. Now, the classroom can see you guys. It's at school, it's home. You can't see the classroom, but the classroom can see you. Okay, so at least there's the connection that way. The rest of you just imagine the rest of the classroom here. And so when I go there to talk to them and you don't see me here, it's because I'm there helping someone. Okay, but just stay connected. Yes, Rodney?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your hand is up.
Yeah.
You have a question?
No, sorry. I'll lower it.
He was just
There we go.
saying hi.
I just, yeah, I was at the
Hi.
dentist the first day, so I wasn't here, but I've been here in the
All right, and
past.
hi back behind Rodney. Hi. There's your wife. Okay. All right. So welcome.
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
She sees you.
Yeah.
The family thing.
She's not in a class today. You're not in our class
No,
anymore.
she's not doing this class.
Yeah. Let me move this phone out of the way. Okay. And it's a pity because I need to show you the phone a lot. This this class, so I'm gonna have to
Uh.
keep going back and forth, but it's okay. It is what
Then
it is.
we have to
All
answer.
right,
Yes.
there's
What do I
actually a
ask her?
chance. No, because we're not on the same Wi-Fi. All right. So enough of that. And
Don't mess me up here.
so welcome to class. And I didn't welcome all of you who walked in while I was in the midst of
Get to
fixing
that
things. So I didn't actually welcome
but
you
I'm
in person. So hi everyone.
There's her.
And hi everyone. Sorry, I was in
Don't
the
worry about
midst
it.
of just blasting people with emails. I can't stand that this isn't working. And,
Yeah.
and everyone was walking in. I was like, "Ah." Fury writing, which you should never write an email, but you're furious. And I did. I just wrote two. So it's, ugh. But never mind. I'm just, it's so hard to walk in here and 45 minutes early and I'm still having issues every single day.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
want to be able
idea.
to just teach you guys. Anyway, welcome to Mac level 1. So let's learn to work our computers. Haha, as I say that, right? But my issues are not with the Macs, is with this system set up for the Hyplex. Anyway, I am asking a lot, and let me explain. Normally people would just not care that the classrooms don't connect. I am asking for you guys to see them and then to see me, and that seems to be that one extra too many that I'm asking for that is causing all this issue.
Mm.
So for now, we'll act as if it's impossible. Okay, so you guys have had another day of time to try to connect to iCloud.com and let Angelina in. There you go. And you had to report. Those of you who had not connected to iCloud.com outside of their computers, you had to figure out if you could do it. And there were a couple of people who were new to class in particular that I had asked for them to check. So in particular, it was, I think, Jim and Angelina, who wasn't here last class, even though she's not new to my classes. And there's one more new student.
And
Yep,
I was here
Dan's not here,
Monday.
and he's usually a little bit later. Who had to check. So Jim and Angelina, did you guys test on a computer that's not yours to see whether you can get to iCloud.com?
I was didn't realize I was supposed to do that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to. It's a homework that I'm giving you so that if anything ever happens to your computer
Mm,
and your phone at the same time, maybe you left your computer at home and you're traveling and your phone dies. How do you get to connect back to your account? Even if you go to an Apple store and buy another phone in France, they're going to say, what's your Apple account? You might remember that one. Hopefully it's the one that we all found the other day. And then they'll say, what's your password? And you'll be like, I don't know. Once you know your password and you connect, then your phone fills up again, right? Your computer fills up again, but you need to get into that account. Does that make sense? Why I'm
So-
asking you to do this, you don't have to, but it's to your benefit. Now, when you're switching from phone to phone and your phone still works, that's not an issue. When you're switching from computer to computer and computers still work, that's not an issue. But the worst case scenario where the hurricane came and went by and you lost your phone and your laptop and your whatever, the only way to get into your account is to know your Apple account. Otherwise, anyone can get in. Gigi came in today and she was a bit worried that her stuff is on the computer here. And I'm like, well, as long as no one knows your password, that's not an issue because no one else can get in. But that's an issue when you don't know it and you need to get in. Does that make sense?
okay.
Because-
So I misunderstood the question. So I do know how to get into my Apple account and I do know my password.
Okay, on a computer that's not yours.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
And why
Okay.
do I keep saying on a computer that's not yours? Because your own devices remember your passwords. They let you in. So you need to go to a computer that's not yours and type iCloud.com. Apple ID is yada, yada, yada. Password is yada, yada. If you get in, you're gold. If you don't get in, that'll be you the day that the worst happens. Again, insurance. And again, I just asked at the beginning of the class every time, hey, has anyone else progressed on that? I sent an email where if you tried it and you can't get in, I sent you the email again that I had sent last time and Julie forwarded it to me and I sent it yesterday with how to recover your password in case you really couldn't find it. So by now I'm done talking about this. It's up to you guys to move forward to that. I'll just ask you every now and then at the beginning of class, did anyone else work through that? Is anyone else needing help with that? And a lot of you guys did that during my intro to the Mac class, which is why I was specifically asking the new people to our class to
Mm.
Mac level 1. Okay.
Mhm.
The rest of you guys, if you still haven't done it, it's up to you now. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So yes, Angelina.
I just wanted to reiterate and make sure I'm understanding. So my Apple account with its password is directly linked to my iCloud account. That's not a different
Your
password.
iCloud
Okay,
account
it's
is
just-
your Apple account.
It's all one. Okay,
All one.
thank you.
And thanks for that, because it used to be called Apple ID, iCloud account, Apple account. It's all exactly the same thing. It's the part of the internet that Apple owns that holds your stuff in the cloud, and you need a key to get in. What's that key? Your Apple ID or Apple account, iCloud account. That name has changed, but it's always the same. Your account has not changed, even if it's a really old email. And then your I have pens over here if you need a pen. Do you need a pen? Make sure it works. It's been sitting on that pens. And then that account has a password. Like if you try to go online to find out your electricity bill, and when you go to Edison or whatever, you walk straight into it, it's because your computer remembers it. If instead it asks you to put in a password, then it's because you know it. Does that make sense? But if you
Mhm.
don't put it in, it's not because it's not like you can go to the library and open the computer and write Edison and you'll get in. It's because you're doing it through your computer that has remembered your password. So that's why when I say go to iCloud.com on a computer that's not yours, it's so that your computer, phone, iPad, none of the devices that are yours count as I checked this homework. It has to be a different account. And someone said, well, how about a different browser? And it depends, because you might have Safari and Firefox and Chrome on your computer. But depending on how you had it memorized, Chrome might also access your Apple passwords or not, or Chrome might have its own passwords and you might have saved it on that one too, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I'm saying just go to a computer that's not yours. And if you don't have access to a computer that's not yours, one of these days trundle down to a library and they have computers there. And they're as public as it gets, meaning they will not know your passwords. But if you do that, don't forget, once you're successfully in, to successfully sign out, log out, because you're leaving a public computer. Okay? What's that? You could also clear the history, but even if you don't clear the history, which is good for everything else you visit, but even if you don't clear the history, if you sign out of your iCloud account, when someone tries to go in and they see your history and they go to iCloud account, the password is on it, they won't get in, which is good. Passwords are good. They keep you safe, but you also need to know them and remember them. Okay. But I have so much more to say and do that I really don't want to keep harking on this one. It's up to you to follow through with that. And I gave you the resources and now you need to test yourself. But I think something about the library. Yeah. Phil, let me walk up to you so people can hear you. Say that again.
Can't change your address in your Apple account.
Email address, but not the Apple account itself.
No, but they do want you to have that current because they use that for part of the two-factor authentication.
But inside of the security systems, not the
Yeah,
account
inside.
name.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but that will confuse the issue here. So yeah, I got it. You can't change the Apple account name. Okay. Let's keep going and then tell me over break or something what you're talking about to make sure that we're talking the same or different things, in which case I want to know what you're having to say, but let's move forward. I do make a point of reminding me what you're saying. Okay. So that's it for that. And now let's walk into our file. So by now everyone knows, hopefully, and I want everyone at home to give me a yes if you know that your files are on the cloud. Documents and desktop are on the cloud. Give me a yes. Give me a no if your desktop and document folders are on your Macintosh hard drive. So that's what people at school, at home will do. And over here, give me a raised hand if your stuff is on the cloud, or pull up the green card, you know, whatever, but and then the rest of you give me so give me a pull up the red. Let's do the same, green or red, but let's hide the one that's not. Oh, no, your iCloud Drive is not having your desktop and documents on the cloud. Let me look and see.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can see. Your iCloud Drive is not your desktop and documents. You see how in your iCloud Drive, there's no desktop and documents. So when you go to your
Right.
documents, they
Right.
are on your Macintosh.
Right.
So that
So
is the
then-
right answer.
So then,
So you are a no, your stuff is not on the cloud.
Okay.
Okay? So when your stuff is in when I say your desktop and documents are in the iCloud Drive, I mean your desktop and documents, not whether you have other stuff in there. You've been using it as another storage space,
I understand.
but it's a different storage space, which is independent, which by the way, is not on your computer. So it's not on both places, right? Well, it is on your computer.
I get it now.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so now can I see again the people here? Can you all raise it so I can see? That doesn't tell me if it's green or red. I'm sorry. Thank you. So most of you are showing me cloud, Diana? Oh, okay, you're putting it there. Okay, green. So basically I only have Jenny and Josie, and I think her stuff was on the cloud too, although she's not here today. So Jenny and Josie. And then what are you doing with your stuff on your computer, Phil? Are you putting it on the cloud, or yours is on the cloud? Okay. He just got his laptop a couple of days, for me, a couple of days ago. Well, you might have had it for a week. He just brought it last class. Okay, so that leaves about 2 at home and 2 here, 4 people whose stuff is on their Macintosh hard drive. And everyone else, it seems, no. Josie, Jenny, was yours green or red? Okay, so that's 1, 2, and Dan, I believe. I don't know what Dan was because he hadn't gotten in. That's true, I don't know what Dan was. Okay, so basically there's 2 people here and 2 people at home whose stuff is on the Macintosh hard drive, and the rest of you are online. Now that proportionally is different than normal. It depends. More and more as time goes by, people have their stuff on the iCloud. But usually there's a few more that have it on iCloud. Right now, it's really just 4 of you and the rest of you on the cloud. There might be someone missing class today, but for the most part, it's that way. Which is kind of the trend of everything and every service and every system, that they really want you to have your stuff on the cloud, right? So I'm not going to say it's right or wrong to not have it on the cloud. I'm going to teach you how to handle both. Because the important thing is that when we handle our stuff now for this class, organizing, filing, putting away, it doesn't matter if the stuff is in the cloud or not. It's all exactly the same thing. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to discriminate in that sense. But just so you know, Sue and Julie and Josie and Jenny, Julie, Josie, and Jenny, JJ, Julie, Josie, Jenny, and Sue. Sue, don't you have a J name so it could be all you J people? All the J's. See, even Jackie has her stuff online. Okay, so those 4 of you, there's 1% difference in anything that I'm going to say as we organize our stuff. And the only 1% difference is that when you try to go to your other devices to find the stuff, you won't. It'll just be on your computer. But how organized they are, it's all the same. Now, for those 4 of you, you 100% absolutely need, like survival need, to have your computer backed up. Like there's no other option for you, okay, to have a backup. But everyone else also needs a backup, because being on the cloud is not a backup. But let me explain what I mean. Being on the cloud will save you if what happens is that your computer dies. Well, the fact that your stuff is on the cloud means that when you buy a new computer and you put in your Apple account, it all flows in again. So in that sense, you could say, well, it's kind of like a backup. Not really. Let me say why it's not really. That works. For most people's issues is that their computer dies or their phone dies or that's what. But what it doesn't help you with is that if you by mistake erase something important, say what you did today was mistaken. I don't know. I'm talking to Gigi because she came up with something that happened today. If it's human error. Oh, I have my other. Oh, goodness. If you go ahead and delete, the 10 contracts that you use for your business, or you lost the photos of your daughter's wedding, or what I'm trying to say is if you trash stuff from your computer by mistake, it gets trashed from the cloud as well, right? Remember, it's one thing. So in that sense, it's not a backup. A backup should be there to save you from those mistakes. So if you trash something, I had it backed up. I'll come and get it again. Does that make sense? And the cloud is not that. The cloud, if you delete a photo you don't like on your phone, it deletes from the cloud, it deletes from your computer. So it doesn't save you from your making mistakes. Does that make sense? So having also all your files backed up now for everyone else, even if your stuff is on the cloud, would save you from your mistakes. Does that make sense, you guys? This is why everyone should have a time machine, which is why I started the class saying you gotta go buy yourselves a portable external hard drive, and hopefully you're working on it, because by next week, Monday, the following week, we're gonna use it. So for the situation of your computer dying, if you have the stuff in the cloud, no problem. For those 4 of you who don't have your stuff in the cloud and your computer dies, then hopefully you had the portable backup. Otherwise, your stuff goes with the computer. Okay? As long as you have that, it's your choice to make. And now I'm noticing, Jim, that you have an X. Did you change to, as in that now your stuff is on the Macintosh hard drive? Is that why it changed to red? Or were you answering to something else I said?
Actually, I was just playing with different views and
Oh, got it. Okay, but so then your documents and desktop folders are on the cloud?
they are on the cloud and my Mac.
Otherwise, you would have been another Jay that could join the group.
Yeah. No, yeah, I went back. In fact, I've been kind of purging a lot of files on the cloud now that I'm in there and know how to do it. So thank you.
Great. You're welcome. Okay. Yes, Blas?
You're presuming that people are backing the computer up on a regular basis, right? If you do it every 6 months, something that the new contract that you wrote up last week and you didn't back it up for the last 6 months, you're gonna lose it, period. So you have to do it. How often do you recommend that?
The laptop, in case, did you hear Blas? She's right next to me. Okay, he's saying, remind me when you guys speak at length to go stand next to you. But I'll just repeat it. He says, well, that means that if you say that you back up once every 6 months, but you wrote a contract yesterday and you lose your computer, you lose a contract. And it's like, yeah, backups are only as good as how often you back up. And just so you know, again, today is not the backup class, but let me say, for those of you already backing up, your desktop, people who own desktops, you should just have your portable external drive connected all the time. And it backs up literally once an hour. Every hour it checks in. And you don't even notice it. It happens in the background. You have no idea. You plug it in and you forget about it. It's like insurance. You pay every day hoping you don't need it. That's all it is. And those of you who have laptops that you move and take places, at some point you plug it in to charge at night, right? Okay, put your little portable hard drive right there. And when you plug it into charge, plug it in. And in the morning when you wake up, that's 1 a day backup, right? But at least you've only lost 1 day. Does that make sense? If something happens that day that's crucial and you lose it, you've lost 1 day. You know? And if you do make a contract that you want to back up, plug it in right then and there, back it up right then and there. You have it right next to you. Yeah. So yeah, great comment, Blas. They're only as good as. Backups. Yeah, whenever, write down an idea to tick off what your question is, because I might not call you until I'm done with a certain thing, and by then your brain is, what was it? Think about it again, and I'll call you again when you have a hand. So yes, Jim, your hands up.
Yes, I was just wondering, can you do a 1 terabyte like SSD card as opposed to a, desktop or a what's, do you when you talk about an external hard drive or external storage, do you mean an external hard drive is the way you recommend to
Oh,
do it?
you missed the first day. Okay, watch the recording of the first day of class. I explained
Okay.
everything.
Thank
So
you. I'll
watch
go
the
back.
I just watch the recording because then you
Yep,
need
I
to.
don't want to waste your time. Thank you.
Cool. Yes, Diana. Okay. Yeah.
Charge it all night. Am I, is that, if it's 100% charged, aren't you supposed to unplug it at that point?
Yeah, but how often do you plug it in? Every 2 days? Then you back up every 2 days. Whenever you plug it in, have your your little portable hard drive. Where's mine? Here. Have your thing. And this was a solution given to me by a student too, by the way, who's in this class. She hasn't shown up today. This is what it takes, right? Yeah. So you have it. Usually people plug in their computer because you have your power cord to the wall somewhere and your power cord tends to live somewhere. Just have them next to each other. So then whenever you charge your computer, you plug it in. Whenever, if it's, you do it every 2 days, do it every 2 days. Whenever you need to charge your computer, however often you charge it, plug this one in and it'll do a backup. That's all. How often do you charge it? Every 3 days, every week, once a week, you plug it in. It's up to you. What I'm saying is that's a good mnemonic, like, oh, there's my plugin. Let's plug in 2 things. Ideally, if you really don't want to lose anything, if you're someone who creates files all the time, you work on it, you're making reports, you're making whatever, you might want to charge every day. You might want to have it near where you work. But if you're someone who whatever's on it isn't going to be so terrible if I lose it for a few days, whenever you charge your computer, be it once a week, be it once every 10 days. I can't imagine laptops lasting that long. But whenever you do charge it, connect it. And that's, if you did something in those last 3 days that you didn't want to lose, that's the only thing that's in danger. Does that make sense? That's all. Okay, so and the question, by the way, from Diana was, well, I don't charge it all the time, every night, whatever. Well, whenever you do charge it, that's when you plug it in one place, plug it in the other place. Boom, 2 plugins. Now we're going to talk about, you can't just pull it out. You also have to eject the disk. But when we do this, the final day, when we do all the portable hard drive work, I'll tell you about it. But we can't just like, oh, unplug it. You have to first take it off the software. Yes, Rod? No, and if you're on a desktop at home, leave it plugged in all the time. Yeah. Mine is plugged in all the time because I have a desktop and I don't move the desktop anywhere. So just leave it plugged in and forget about it. You literally don't even know that you're doing a backup because the computer is doing it for you. People who have laptops that move, some people have laptops sitting in their desks and they never move them. Maybe some of you who are at home never move them. Then just keep it plugged in all the time too. But at least the people who come here twice a week move their laptop because they're bringing them here. So then if at home, you only work with your computer on a desk, plug it in the whole time you're at that desk. But some people move it to the kitchen for a recipe, to the couch to watch a movie, to the bed to watch something. If you're that person, then whenever you plug it in to charge it, plug it into your backup. Okay? No, I'm going to show you in a minute what you would do. Yeah. So, yeah, but I don't have I don't have the freedom to plug anything in right now because what's plugged in is the camera. So I can't show that to you, but let me share my screen. When I right click on something, it doesn't matter what, and I don't have, see, I always do that demo on this one that I have a ton of things plugged into, but I don't have my other computer connectable today. But if I disconnect, you'll stop seeing me. But it's okay. You can stop seeing me for a little bit while I give this example. Let me do that. Let me disconnect you. You guys are gonna stop seeing me for a little bit. Yeah, you can hear me, right? Yeah. And right now you're still seeing me, so it's kind of weird. Maybe this one isn't.
We can see and hear you.
Okay, so yours. Okay, maybe I got the wrong. Okay, that's good if you can see and hear me. Okay, so here we go. Here's my screen. And in the mess of things that I have here, because I have a mess of things that today we're going to start organizing. One of the things that I have is I connected my time machine. And you can see that my time machine is here because amongst the mess of things, first of all, let me close this. And this is why, here, let me put you guys here so the class can kind of see you guys. There we go. Amongst all this mess, if you have a moment, you'll notice that this is in here called Time Machine Wake 3. But it was hard to find, right? Because I have so much stuff on my desktop. Now, this thing is my time machine plugged in. Okay, so now, what I need to do to find it easier than through the mess is to go to my Finder window. Remember the Finder window that we've opened up a few times? Look down here. It also says Time Machine Wake 3. See that? That is what's plugged into my computer. So either from up here or from down here, it doesn't matter which, when I want to unplug it for the computer, I have to right click, eject from there, or from here, right click, eject. For those of you who want to get picky about it, that little button, if I click on it, that's an eject button. But never mind. I can just click on that and that's the same, right click, eject, okay? So once I eject, which I will do that right now, I will click on eject time machine. See how it, I know, erases right below it. That didn't used to be there, and it's kind of scary that it's right below it. So see how it disappeared from there and it disappeared from here? Now, wait a minute, I'm still plugged in though. Jenny, who you first asked me what, I'm still plugged in. So if you think, oh, because I'm plugged in, I should be seeing it. No, because I ejected it. It's like software kicked it out of the house. So now I need to unplug it. And if I want it to show up again, now I have to plug it in again. Because now it's like, it'll soon pop in again. And soon you'll see it here again and there again. And it's turning on, and in a minute it'll be on. It just needs to, there it is. There's time machine right there, and there's time machine right there, okay? It's automatically not working. And again, please wait on the whole time machine part of it. But yes, it's automatically working. That's all it takes. I just plugged it in, boom. Now I need to go to class. I need to take my computer somewhere. I don't want to just pull it out. Those of you who have just unplugged it, you might have seen a message going, bad. What does it say to you? Like the time machine should be ejected before you unplug it or something like that. It basically gives you a whole, it can. And here's the thing, I'm going to eject it. And yes, see, this is what very dangerously, it's new. It wasn't here before. Now it says erase this. That was never there before. That's new. And it's really, really scary. Because yeah, in which case then if you're afraid of doing the wrong thing, then click that little button there. If I say eject time machine like that, pay attention. And it's gone. Now I unplug. Now I take my laptop with me. Okay, so it's just two unplug, so to say, the eject and the unplug. And since, give me a second because I'm excited because now that you said that you're still seeing me, I'm wondering if I plug this other, hold on, the one that comes from there. No, you weren't seeing me on that one. Okay. I was trying to get you to see me on the other one. Okay. So just be careful. Yeah, I noticed it a few months ago that it was there and it wasn't there right next to it before. So I don't know if we're gonna move that away. No, no, no. We're not. I'm not trying to talk time machine today, guys. No one is ready. You don't have your time machines with you. So stop asking me time machine questions. I mean it. I'm just teaching you how to plug or unplug a hard drive, any hard drive. You can have many kinds of hard drives on, but I'm not telling you how to make this work as a hard drive. I'm just telling you how to safely plug and unplug it. Okay. Because it's just not time. And it's so funny because whenever a time machine question comes up, no one knows anything about time machine and the name. Oh, I need to know about it. It's just that you're not already. You don't have your machines with you. I need you to bring them. I need you to have them with you, and then I'll teach you all about them. But people are still supposedly buying them. Jim still has to watch the recording to know what to buy. The rest of you are hopefully buying them, or if you don't have them. So yeah, needs to be done. It's the last day of class. Okay. So, and you will get every question under the world of time machine answered to you. Right now, we're going to now look at your computers, open a Finder window. Okay. And in case you guys weren't here in the class where I taught you how to open a Finder window, I'm going to put you guys over here so my classroom can see you. Give me a second. Okay. So a Finder window can be opened either by clicking on this bottom left side happy-ish, I guess, little face. Click one time, the Finder window opens up. Okay, that's a Finder window. You could also, let me click on that, close that. You could also go, if it says Finder next to the apple right there, then you could go to File, New Finder window. That's another way to do it. Those of you who like shortcuts, if you like shortcuts, it could be a Command N, but you need to be on the Finder, and that's a harder one to remember. So I'm just going to stop right there.
Deanna, I can't hear you.
Okay, there we go.
There
So
we go.
let me just say, I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at the Finder window, and you guys are doing like that. Be aware that when I looked away, I saw you. Just tell me I can't hear you, because I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing like that calls my attention, but telling me I can't hear you tells me immediately that I can't hear you. Okay. This guy, this awesome microphone, turns itself off every so often, and then they stop hearing me, and we keep talking like nothing. But just tell me I can't hear you, and I will hear you. All right. Which is kind of weird because you don't hear me anymore, so you think I can't hear you, but it's one way. It's, you know, and now Jim, you're going upside down, which is funny, but you just got me dizzy there. Okay, so here's the Finder window, and how I am seeing the information here is just a choice of views. And if I go over here to the top bar of this window, this is called the title bar because the title is what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing recents, and yep, there's recents. The next thing over is either an icon that looks like this, or if my window is bigger, then it's 4 icons, depending on the size of my window. If it's 4 icons, then I am using the second one. Some of you by default are using the first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth one. It's the same information showing to you in different formats. Now, if your window is a bit smaller, then they are 4 choices collapsed. In this little icon that I click on it, it gives me a choice as icons, as list, as columns, or as gallery. See that? So I want everyone to shift to as list. So we all are viewing things the same way. All right. When you shift to as list, then what I want us all to do is on the left side to go to applications. And when we shifted to applications, for some of you guys, you again popped into applications as icons, because sometimes each place you look at has its different way of seeing things, right? And so it went back to as icons. So now go back to as list. And if you go to downloads, the same thing might have happened. So then go to as list. Let's place all of our windows in as list view. Okay. So anything you see over here, I go to documents, that change to as list view, and so on and so forth. Now, if this doesn't happen and you didn't go to one of them, and when you click on download, suddenly you're seeing things as icons, then it's not that it's a problem. It's just, you can just fix it by going to as list. For this class, I'm going to teach you how to use a couple of the others, but the one that's the most useless one is as icons. So let's head over to applications for a minute. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see that there's other things that you can see. When I go to applications, I see the icon, tiny icon, and the name. I also see the date it was installed or modified. I see how big it is, and I also see that it tells me it's an application. Now, this is information that might not matter much to you, because who cares how old or not the application is. But watch, if I go to my documents and I click on this one, and I'm going to make it bigger. It might be more important for me to see that whether it is or not on the cloud, we're going to talk about that in a minute, what date or not that file is from, what size that file is, what kind of file it is. So all this information is pretty important. But if you're viewing this as icons, you don't see any of that. You just see a little drawing with the file name. Does that make sense? Now for applications, that kind of works to just see the name of it, because that's all you really need. Unless when we talk about cleaning up old stuff, you might need to know how old they are. But when we're talking documents, it really does matter to know what type of file they are, what name, what folder, what whatever. Does it make sense? So we want to be in, at the very minimum, we want to be the as list mode. Now, the as columns mode is a very good mode too. And I'm going to talk to you about both of these, as list and as view. And they have their advantages and disadvantages. So icons, don't bother ever using it. And the last one, which is view as gallery, is a combination of all three. And because of that, I find it to be the only one that doesn't show you everything at once. It shows you like a little strip. If you click on this, it gives you a big image of it. So this only works if you're looking at only images. But if what you care about is photos or other stuff, it's not worth it, because you have no idea what's inside of what. Like if you're, for old hat users like me, I can get quite a bit out of this view, but it is just not efficient or useful. And so if I'm only looking at images is the only time I would use it. But other than that, I'm only always going to use these two. And so I'm going to teach you 90% of this. We're going to work in as list. I'm going to show you when the as columns is wonderful, which for organizing is going to be wonderful. So for now, let's see it as list. Now, you might have noticed, and I didn't show you that, and that's what I do in applications mode, that we're seeing exactly the same stuff. So if I'm applications and I'm seeing Acrobat, Acrobat Reader, After Effects, Animate, Audition. When I go to icons, Acrobat, Reader, Effects, Animate, Audition. When I go to columns, Acrobat, Reader, Effects, Animate, Audition. You see that I'm seeing the exact same stuff. It's not like I'm seeing different things. Or even gallery. See, this is used Acrobat, Effects, Animate, Audition. These are the same ones, but they don't even show it to you. Okay, so it's just like you're viewing something in one mode or in another mode, but the information is exactly the same. Only some, like, no, the stuff that's there is the same, but the amount of information you get from each view is what's different. And that's what we want. To organize our information, we need to know what that is all about. Now, what software you have in here or not depends on what you've installed on your computer. So many of you will not have all the Adobe stuff. But if I hide all the Adobe stuff because I scroll up and I stop with App Store, that is probably what everyone does have, because that just comes with a Mac. Okay. And then you might have in the middle some other stuff. I have these profilers. I have stuff that has to do with this computer. But like Google Chrome doesn't come with a Mac. You have to download it to install it. So if you have it or not is up to whether you download it and install it. Same thing with GIMP. Same thing with Maxon Cinema. So there's a lot of stuff installed in this computer that you won't see on yours. Does that make sense? But there might be some stuff on yours that I don't see on mine, right? Like you might have, you might be someone who does specific things. I don't know, you tell me. Some people sometimes who are writers have some software that's for writing, like not like word processing, but it's for creating scripts or something like that. There's a software, some people do genealogy and they have genealogies kind of software. So there's like other software that you might be using for your needs or uses that is there that you've had to download separately. That stuff, listen to me well, is probably not on the cloud. The Adobe apps are not on the cloud. GIMP, all these things are not on the cloud. So is everyone listening with 10 ears open? If you have software that doesn't come with a Mac, that doesn't go on the cloud. Okay? What's that? But it will go exactly, but it will go, yes, on your time machine. The application, the time machine backs up everything that's in your computer, including that software that you installed. On the cloud, the only thing that gets backed up is what's in your desktop and your documents folder, right? And all of the information about the Mac apps. So let me take you back for a second. I'm going to open up my system settings to where we were last week, where we went to the cloud, and how we got to the cloud was we go to our name at the top and go into our cloud account. We go to the cloud and we say, see all. This is it. This is what's on the cloud. Do you see Adobe Acrobat in there? No. Now, if I created a file in Adobe Acrobat or in Excel, and I saved that file onto my desktop or documents, that file is going to be in the cloud. But the application Excel is not. Does that make sense? The applications do not get saved onto the cloud. So if you buy a new computer, because this one died, and you reset it from your backup, it will reinstall itself as the moment you left it. But if you reset your computer from the cloud, all the cloud stuff comes in, but you need to go and re-download Excel and re-download Adobe and re-download all that stuff because that was not on the cloud. The files that you saved in the desktop and documents, those are in the cloud, but not the applications themselves. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, give me a yes, everyone at home. Hold on, let me clean your answers. Give me a yes at home if that you know was clear, and no if you have more follow-up questions. Same here. Just follow-up questions. Just follow-up questions. Raise your hand. How I got to the I just did it really quickly because I didn't want necessarily, I just wanted you guys to remember where we were. But what this is that I just did is I opened the system settings, which for you, Jenny, is different because you don't go here. You go, I'm going to go to yours to show you where. And so everyone go to system settings, go to your cloud. Everyone do it now. And then no, I'm going to walk up to you because I don't have this computer is the one that I can demo for you. And it's not connected today to some, so I'm going to walk up to you. And she has the older computer, remembers? Then you go from your name to the word iCloud. And from the word iCloud, you say saved to the iCloud. It couldn't be clearer. What's saved to the iCloud? What's in there? Now I'm going to go to Jenny and her older computer, how to find that. So go open your system preferences.
System preferences. Here we go.
We did this the other day, and I know you weren't here,
Yeah.
but I didn't show you because you weren't here. This
That's right.
is your Apple ID. So you click in there. That's your cloud.
Here I go.
Okay. And then when you go to the iCloud, right there,
Here we go. Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
You just went to, I'm going into the cloud. And this, you can scroll up and down in here, put your mouse in here.
Whoops.
Oh, hold on. Let me just show you something. Let me just show it to you. And then when you put your mouse over this area and you go up and down, And down. That list of things is that list of things that I'm showing there. Okay? All right. No one at home who has Monterey, right? At this point, I think we
No.
had everyone else has Sonoma, Ventura, or
Mhm.
Sequoia, right? Okay, because if you have Monterey, the system settings used to be system preferences and it looks quite different. Jim, you might want to look over her shoulder in case someone comes with an older computer to you. It looks very different. Okay, not Jim, Phil. Jim is over there. Phil is over here. Ha, you guys. Okay. Did everyone make it to their system settings? iCloud, see all?
Mhm.
Okay, system settings, iCloud. Apps using iCloud, show all. And here they are. Okay. It's a bit different because you're in Ventura, but yeah. And yes, so Josie was showing me she has Ventura, which Julie has. So instead of see all, it says instead of being see all at the top, it's underneath and it says show all. So again, little changes, but yeah. Jenny, yeah. So I go back to the preferences.
Oh, that's what I took.
System preferences,
Okay.
cloud,
And I go this, and I know somehow
Apple
I
ID.
know this is a cloud.
and then on the left side it says iCloud. There you go. Now you're looking at the cloud. Now, if you look at mine or yours, there's a difference in that your iCloud storage amount is down there and my out so is at the top. There's just a little, but it's still the storage. Like that is how much storage and that, okay? All right. I'm seeing greens on everyone at home. Yolanda, I'm not seeing anything from you. Are you there? I know you know how to do this, but in case you need a reminder right now, let me know. But other than that, looks like you guys are good. So you all got into your cloud. Now, grab your phones. And this is what we practiced a lot last. So I'm going to show you one more time and then off we go to something else. But I want you to go to your settings on your phones. And I need to connect that. Okay, and on Zoom. And phone, share phone. Okay, now I'm sharing my phone. So remember, what connects my phone to my computer is the cloud. So if I go to the settings on my phone, and if we go and I say if I'm in my basic settings at the very beginning, you guys might still be in the cloud like I was because I left them there. But you have to go up to the top, right, where your name is. Go to the cloud. You might be there, guys, because my phone was already set there because that's where we were last week. And here it is, save to the cloud, see all. And this is what the cloud has from my phone. Only on the phone, when you go past the top, then it keeps going with any apps that you have on your phone that your computer doesn't have sometimes, because there's stuff that my phone has and my computer never has, and there's stuff that my computer has that my phone doesn't have. Okay?
For example, like this mine says Facebook and Netflix, that they're saved to the cloud. If I understood it correctly, that whatever information I entered on the Facebook or Netflix are saved, but the application itself is not.
On the phone, it's a little bit different. On the phone, it's a little bit different because even if you don't turn on the cloud, it's kind of weird. The phone, if every time you plug your phone in at night to charge, you do charge your phone in at night because it doesn't last more than a day. If you haven't changed anything from the settings from the way it came, you might have said no to it. Some people might have a no on it, but for the most part, everyone leaving the phone the way it is, it backs itself up to the cloud every night. You get a phone backup. So your phone backs itself entirely to the cloud. So some of your cloud is taken up by those phone backups that are automatic, okay? Which is kind of like the backup we would do here with a time machine. It's a backup of the entire phone. Independently with whether you have stuff. So, but if in your phone you don't have desktop and documents because you never transfer them to the cloud, then of course those things won't be backed up either, right? It's whatever you have on your phone. And if you had the cloud turned on to get your desktop and documents and your phone has it, then that would all be saved because your iCloud Drive is saved and your iCloud and my mouse here and your desktop and documents are inside the iCloud Drive. So this means that all that stuff that I have in my iCloud Drive, including my desktop and documents, is being saved to the cloud from my phone. Anyway, right now, I just wanted to show you what's on the cloud. Let me stop to show you again how to do that. What we're checking out on our computer and on our phone is the exact same place. Does that make sense? It's the cloud. What's saved on the cloud from the phone, what's saved on the cloud from the phone. Now, for those of you, and in particular, Angelina, I don't know if you remember this from other classes, but for Jim, well, I don't know if you're there because you were there before and now your phone is on. Yep, you're there. Okay. The first few classes of Mac Intro to the Mac, I took people to iCloud.com and had them sign in. Hold on. There's a helicopter. Okay, I can hear myself think again. So independently from this class, if you guys go to iCloud.com on a browser, any browser on anyone's computer, and are you able to go in, you'll see what's on the cloud, independent from your devices. It's basically the combination of what's on the computer that we just saw and the phone that we just saw. The cloud is there. The cloud is accessible through iCloud.com. And whatever's there is the stuff that your phone, your iPad, your iPhone is sending up. Okay? So if your desktop and documents and photos and everything that you've said yes to is there, it'll be there. Now, what we're going to organize today, now let me share my screen again, is supposedly the stuff that's on our phone. It's the stuff that's on our computer. My brain is already scratching. Right? Going forth. It's the stuff that's on my computer. But just so you know that if I'm going to my documents, whatever I organize here, it's on my computer, I'm seeing it, is ultimately in the cloud, thus also in my phone. But I'm going to organize it here as if it were here. So there's going to be no difference between what I do or what Josie does, although her stuff is on the computer. Okay. All right. So now back, if you still have the system settings open and having too many windows open is confusing, let's just close it. We don't need that one anymore. We will go back there relatively shortly, in fact, because I do have something to show you there. But right now, I want us to look at our documents and the documents. Click on your documents, wherever you find it, click on the word documents. And if you don't find it, let me know, because there's a possibility that you do not find it. And if you do not find it, I need to know. Let me clear your guys' answers. I'm home. Okay. So is everyone finding their document somewhere or another in their Finder window? On the Finder window. Yeah, so your system, yeah, Finder window. Carol, you couldn't get in, huh? Yeah. It's, I don't know, but maybe they're using it all years ago. During break, go next door and have you guys work on the password because you've been in every single day. Yeah, today's not letting you in. I don't know. Okay. So in my document, if I look down here at the path bar, and I believe everyone has them turned on. I'm not sure if Jim and Angelina turned them on. I think I had you guys turn it on that last class anyway. I can see that it's telling me that my documents are in iCloud. All right. Now, what I am seeing is organized in one way or another. And if I look at the top, this thing says name, date modified, size, and kind. You see that? If your window is kind of small, you still see them all. but the names get truncated. But you still see name, datified, size, and kind. If I make it bigger, my names, you can see them all. So what I mean by truncated, look at this long name, Crofton Straighten Flower Table, right? When I make this window small, it says crop and ... table. See that? And if I hover over it without clicking on it, then I get the full name, crop and flower table. See that? So but I'm just hovering, I'm not clicking to get the full name. Now, ideally, we don't need to have things be so truncated, just make your window a little bit bigger. If you don't have the space, you can go up here at the top. Whenever there's a line in between, I can put my mouse in this line and just drag this one open a little bit. If I do that, then I'm beginning to hide this one that said kind. You see that? So if I do want to see this name a little bit bigger, then I'm going to have to open this one a bit more, just so that I can see everything that's being shown. Was everyone able to do that? Okay. You're not looking at it in view by list, so please view it by list. You view it by column. If you don't say these things up there, like if you're seeing this as columns, you won't see that, right? So you need to see it as lists. Everyone, make sure you're viewing as lists for this to work. If you see it as icons, you don't see that either. So right now I'm viewing things as list, which is one of the reasons I like as list, because it has all these things you can see about the files at first glance. Okay. Now, these things are modifiable, how wide they are or are not. Okay, that's what I was showing you. You just grab that little line that's right there. Now, how about date modified? This is September 24th, 2025 at 4:50 p.m. What happens if I make this smaller? It goes to 9:24, 4:50 p.m. or 9:24. You see that? Yeah. Still gives you the date, but it gives you more or less information. And if I go even bigger, it says September 24th instead of 7, right? But it kind of tries to give you until it finally can't get any smaller. Okay. So that's some information about that. How about size? Some of you guys are seeing all the sizes. Some of you guys are not. I'm not seeing sizes on the folders, but I'm seeing sizes on the files. That's something we want to correct. Yeah. So let's do that. I want to see the sizes of my folders. So we're going to go up to the very top where it says view. And we're going to say show view options. So everyone open up your, right next to finders. Okay, so your finder has to be up and running. It has to be next to the apple. Going to go to view and we're going to say show view options. Yeah. And then click on that. I'll sit here and wait a little bit longer to make sure everyone got there. And click on it. And this little window pops open. Exactly. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to have it default to always open in list view. You click on that. Now this is going to hang and be so for just for documents. It won't necessarily be for everything, depending. Okay. So see over here, you might have already had it turned on or not, but I'm going to turn it on and it'll going to say always open in list view. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hit all the way down. I'm going to put this over here a little bit so you can see it. Watch my screen for a minute. I'm going to go all the way down and I'm going to say calculate all sizes. I'm going to click on calculate all sizes. And see how suddenly my folders have a size as well? These are changes you make once and you don't need to make ever again. You're just turning something on that just stays on in your computer, okay? I can't believe today I make the same mistake of not bringing a jacket, and that air is killing me. I brought a thin, I was hot. I was exercising today, it was hot, and I brought a thin thing. And I might need it for after break, because this is really hitting me. Okay. All right. So calculate all sizes. And now there you go. My folders have sizes. Last thing, and now pay attention, watch. I don't want you turning on all these guys on, but let me show you what these things are. Let me just show you, okay? Pay attention. Over here we see name, date modified, size, and kind. You see that? Notice which ones are turned on. Date modified, size, and kind. name by default is always there. So if I were to turn size off, size turned off over here. I do want to know size. Maybe I want to know iCloud status. iCloud status. You might want to turn
Excuse
that one
me.
on for those of you whose stuff is on the cloud.
How did you turn size off?
I turned this
Size?
on and off on the view window. See this guy?
Yeah, it just went away.
If it went
Hmm.
away, go back up to view, show preview, I'm gonna turn it off. It went away, go back to view, show view options. So it's telling you what kind of things you're gonna be looking at. You can say, I want to see date created, date last open. You can start turning a ton on and it's like, whoa, do we really need all that information? Not really. So I'm going to turn those off. Okay, so depending on what you need or want, you might need or not to use these. Does that make sense? Yeah, hold on. Right now I'm showing you how to turn things on and off. I'm going to be teaching you what each one of these things are, and then you can choose which ones you want to see. Right now I'm showing you how to turn them all on and off. Now it says use relative dates. What relative dates means is some of these say today, right? Or you might see that some say yesterday if you worked on them. If I don't use relative dates, then it'll just say October 1st. But your relative dates, it'll say today or yesterday. That's all. Little things like that. Anyway, show icon preview. If I turn that off, I don't see a little preview. I want to see it. Anyway, never matter. We leave on the ones that we have. The only one I turned on extra is iCloud status, which, by the way, notice that I was still getting, even with this was off, I was still getting some little cloud shapes there. If I turn it on, I get even more. Let's turn it on so that you guys have some idea of why that's there. But it doesn't matter if you turn it on too much or not, because the ones that matter are actually on. All right. So I just wanted to show you how you can manipulate how you do and view things. Now, there's one that's actually sometimes very useful, which might be date added or date last open. But for now, we're not going to turn anything else on from here. We're going to leave it as is. The only one basically I turned on differently is iCloud status, but I did turn on calculate all sizes, and I did say always open and list view. Now with this, all these choices made, look what I'm going to have us do. I'm going to go down and say use as defaults. So use this whenever you open this window. Don't revert back. So I'm going to click on that one time. Use as defaults. Yeah. Sure. It's a choice, but you asked me what it was. So if you leave it on, I'll show you later what it is. It does. If I open it again. Yeah. If I open it and I go to my documents, it's all the way I left it. But I'm doing this for my documents folder. If I go to a desktop folder, see how the iCloud status is not on, I would have to come in and say it again. I would have to go in and say use as defaults here again. Calculate all sizes. Okay, so what I'm doing is for documents. Every time I open documents, it'll be this way. Now let's go do it to desktop. So now let's click on desktop. Your icon is there again. The choices, let's calculate all sizes again. And if this wasn't on, say always open a list view. And again, we can turn on iCloud status just to have one turned on. I normally turn these things on and off for somewhere else. I'm going to show you, but there we go. We can do that and then use as defaults. That way, every time we come here, we don't have to be changing our settings. Does that make sense? Now you can go do that to all your other stuff. For right now, I only care about desktop and documents, okay? And I said use as defaults, yes. No, it stays, but sometimes if you when you restart your computer, it might go back to the Finder default settings, like it might change, but by staying use as defaults, it just remembers it. You don't have to do that. And these changes that I'm having you make are like forever. Not only are they forever, but they're like grandfathered in when you upgrade to another operating system. It remembers the choices you like. So it's pretty much forever in that sense, unless something changes in the operating system, right? That they're not accepted anymore. But these kind of things are always there. So you could have made these choices 5 years ago. First time I show them to you. And then when you come here, you're like, well, mine are already set that way. Oh, because you've been taking my class for a while. Does that make sense? Now, this is a new computer for me. So I'm getting to show you this. But I noticed that sometimes when I teach this class, I show you quite a few other things, but I might not show you the user defaults because my settings are always like that. And I might have forgotten to show you that. But yeah. You don't have anything on your desktop.
No.
But what do you mean? Oh, but it doesn't matter. It's still showing you how it will look once you, oh, I see what you mean. Since you don't have anything, it doesn't give you the choice to calculate the size. Okay, whenever you put something in there, you can do that. She just, yeah, when she went to her view, view options, since her desktop has 0 files in it, the only choices were the top ones and the rest was out because there was nothing to calculate. That's all. So it was blank. That's all. That's what's happening. Okay, so let's close this little window, the view window. And now, let me look at, I'm so lost on where we're doing a time. Hold on. I'm just wanting to, no, we're it's almost time for break, not yet. Okay, so now I have, go to the desktop, everyone. Click on your desktop. And then if you look at your desktop, whatever you see here is what you should be seeing there, which in Diana's case, she's saying she has nothing on her desktop. Some of you guys have a ton of stuff and you wouldn't know how much that stuff is if you're just looking at it this way. But on the Finder window, you can click on the desktop and know, because over here it's telling me my status bar that I had you guys turn on is telling me that I have 57 items on my desktop. Okay? Because this stuff is exactly the same. I'm seeing it in 2 different ways, but there's no difference. It's what's there, what's here. Okay? So some of you guys are seeing 57 things. Some of you guys are seeing 5. Some of you guys are seeing 250 things. However many you are seeing, my goal, Apple's goal, Zen, is that you should have 0. Diana wins the race.
I have 0.
A clap for Diana, who has a new computer and she hasn't put anything on it yet.
I
How
have
about
an
Phil?
old,
I don't know. Phil has a new computer. Maybe Phil has only a few things.
Yeah.
I have an old computer and I still don't have anything on it.
Sue, but yours was not old. Yours was new a few months ago.
September last year.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And for any of you guys who are old Windows or current Windows users, you're aghast. It's like, what do you mean? Because Windows users live with stuff on their computer. That's kind of how a PC works. They don't think of it. And more, Windows is trying to imitate the whole system here. So they're trying to get it a bit cleaner. But on a Mac in particular, and I don't know if that's so for the Windows settings too. I don't know. But for on a Mac, the request and how I'm going to teach you to use this is to not have things on your desktop. And there is a way to have things on the desktop, and I'm going to teach you. There's shortcuts, there's aliases, there's stacks, there's a bunch of stuff we can do that you might not know of right now. But ideally, all your stuff, except for a chosen here and there as an exception now and then, should be in your documents folder. The desktop space is utilized by the computer to process. And if you have that desktop space full of stuff, when your computer begins to slow down and get older and you're wondering why, one of the reasons is because your desktop is cluttered full of stuff. occupying space that the computer needs to access to work well. Okay?
Mm.
Now, if you have a new computer, it's running fabulously well, and you might go, oh, who cares? But at some point, you're going to be 5 years old, and then you've been accustomed to having all your stuff on your computer. And by then, it would have been better to have gotten to do it right the first way, right? When your computer starts getting creaky, you know, those of us who are getting up there, we haven't done our exercise and stuff we wish we would have. That's kind of what's happening to the computer. Once it starts getting old and creaky, you wish you had done things the right way from the beginning. And the right way is to have all your stuff in the documents folder. Now, I want to hear from you guys, why not? Like, what would be so terrible? I heard a lot of going on. Okay, you want to see your cat on the desktop. Good point. That transfers to like grandchildren and kids and all the nice things that we need to see. Okay, what else? Yeah. So screenshots of things that she wants to be reminded of that she uses often. What else do you have on your desktop that you couldn't live without? What one of my people?
That's right. That's why.
She's taken my class before.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm touching this.
But I have 24.
Oh my goodness, no. Okay, so here's the thing. Any other reason why what I said might have shocked you? I know that some of you have taken my class before and you're like, been there, done that, but reach back to when you did have stuff on your desktop. And a lot of the times it's convenience because you know where it is. It's right there, right? It's right there. So you can find it. You have no idea where else to go otherwise. That kind of stuff. Does that sound right to most of you guys as to why things on the desktop are easier? Okay. So, my goal is to teach you how to have the kind of things on the desktop that are not harmful to your space constraints, your computer's using it, or other places that you can place them to make it easier for you. But let me be honest, I don't actually, I have to admit, even like the desktop. Let me show you why. And this is just, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. What? I have 2 minutes. Oh, so here I have my internet browser, right? I'm gonna have another page over here. Maybe I'm checking the news over here. Then I have my mail open. Then I'm gonna have my calendar, right? Maybe my notes that I use all the time. So this is typically me being busy, and I have Word, Excel, whatever I'm working with. I'll have stuff happening on my computer. And now I need to get something from my desktop. Tap, 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 tap. Is my desktop handy?
Well,
I know. Then I start that ridiculous jigmarole of I need to move this out of the way. I need to move that over there. I need to move this over here. And if you, all right, so good. You guys are learning. First of all, first thing I want to say is this that I just showed you. If you took my intro to the Mac class, I've already told you how this is like probably the worst thing you can do, right? This thing that I just showed you doing. So don't ever start moving things out of the way. I did teach in the first class something called the Stage Manager, and just gently show it to you, not to teach it, but to show it to those of you who, where was it under? Thank you, Desktop and Dock. Stage Manager, which the moment you turn that on, everything kind of disappears and then you only see one thing at a time. But look, this one thing at a time that I'm seeing is Safari. Kind of big, isn't it? Is it hiding everything that's on my desktop? There goes my alarm. Yeah. So unless my Safari was smaller, that still isn't necessarily the best thing. I have to go to the left side and I'd have to then what? Choose something smaller? Like, how do you choose nothing? I can choose this. Well, that's hiding some of my stuff. I can choose this, and that's hiding some of my stuff, right? And again, if I choose this, it's hiding everything. So the Stage Manager isn't the absolute solution unless if I click the desktop itself using Stage Manager, then finally I have access to my computer. But
Hmm.
let's say that many of you guys might not be using Stage Manager. So there we go. And you can. I've taught you how to use it. Okay. So then we get to the point where we have to start hiding stuff, and whatever. I'm
Mm.
going to hide others, which I taught you last intro to that too. So I'm going to hide others. Then everything hides. And finally I get to my desktop to grab my kitty picture or whatever it is that I want to see. See, I have a kitty picture too.
Mm.
Oh, I want that kitty.
Mm. No.
Oh, so cute.
It's not on my photo though. Sorry. What's that? Okay. So what I'm saying is that this isn't necessarily always an easy access. The desktop, to me, I'm always busy. I'm always doing stuff. The desktop isn't easy access for me personally. You might be someone who doesn't use a lot of stuff. I'm constantly using the calendar, this, that, right? So how easy is it to always have a Finder window open and get the desktop that way? I mean, I just showed you that that's the desktop, right? So instead of clearing everything, if I need something from my desktop, I could go to the desktop right there and open it. There's my kitty again. Yay.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I believe, yeah, it's a little bit here,
Mhm.
but it's still showing here. So
Yeah.
you're talking about making it empty.
No, hold on, hold on. I'm just blowing your mind a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to solve it.
Yeah.
This stuff, it was easy to believe me when I told you that this was that. But it truly is that. So even if I don't see this, it's all here. See, there's my kitty file. There's my kitty file. Got it? It is the same thing. Hold on, don't. I'm just showing you that this truly is the same thing. So even if my computer is full of stuff, let me just fill it up with stuff again, right? I'm just trying to here put you guys again here, make my point. Even if my computer is full of stuff, if I want to get to my desktop, instead of moving everything around, the easiest thing is open my Finder window and click on desktop. There it is. Does everyone agree with that?
Yes.
That this was easier than moving everything out of the way? Maybe I don't want to have to then move everything back in when I want. There it is. That's my desktop. All right. If you agree with that, and if I have complete agreement from everyone, and I know the break is coming, but I just want to, isn't it as easy to do this and to click on documents as it is to click on desktop? Isn't it just as easy? So if everything that's now on our desktop is in documents, it's just as easy to get to it, isn't it?
Mm.
As it is, yeah. Which is why I said from the beginning that right now I am going to have you organize all this so it's easy to find, right? Right? Like, I don't know if the first day that we came to class, my desktop was organized, everything, and I told you enjoy it because it won't be there best way when we look at Mac level 1, because I'm going to mess everything up to match messed up computers. But ideally, in the next few weeks, I will be teaching you how to not have this and to have a much more organized computer. And thus, coming to documents won't be hard. And this is the most important thing. Not only that, but I'm going to show you how the things that you truly need on your desktop anyway, because you truly want that kitty to be on the desktop, or you truly think if I have 250 things, even if it's organized, it's one too many. There is a way to put them on the desktop that isn't harmful to the computer. So then we can repopulate your desktop with the things that you truly, truly need, and not everything under the sun, because otherwise you won't find it. Okay? So that's the process we're going to start when we get back from break. And I'm going to ask you all to be back, but not to think about being back, but to be back in 15 minutes. Can someone figure out 15 minutes for me? Okay, so be back
Yeah, 14.
at 2:50
50.
p.m.
Correct.
Okay,
250.
see you guys at 2:50 p.m.
Okay.
Hey Siri,
Someone is saying 2:51.
hey Siri. Set my alarm for
What's going on?
All right. Oh. So sorry, guys, that it took me a little bit longer to get in, but I left the room. Can you hear me? You guys at home can hear me? Yeah. I left the room and I locked the doors because everyone's laptops are here, but I left without my keys. So here I'm asking you guys to be back on time. And we were back a minute late because I had to have someone. Oh, thank you. Two of you guys given me. She gave me. I was so cold and two of you guys brought me one warm stuff. Thank you. Let me see. Gigi, you're skinny. I'm not sure I can fit into yours, but a cape. That's a big jacket. Let me try the cape because I'll be like that. Oh. Problem's gonna be after class. I have to stay here till 9 today. Oh well. But I am Batman. You guys can't see me on the big one, but this is really long. I'm in a blanket. Okay, guys, if you're home, please turn on your videos or give me a yes if you're there, because I'm not seeing signs of life other than Rodney.
I'm here.
All right. Give me a yes if you're there, but you're not turning on your videos, and or turn on your videos if you normally turn them. Hi, Diane. Nice to see you. You joined us
Hi.
during break, but I'm glad you're here. Okay. So, as long as, oops, let me bring up Zoom again. And let me push this over from my screen for everyone can see. So Diane, today you're not seeing the classroom. We're having an issue with that, but other than that, everything is normal. There's a Wi-Fi lack of connection issue with this computer. Okay, so we're talking about how the desktop isn't necessarily that accessible anyway. So what I do to access the desktop is I open the Finder window and click on desktop. But if I can do that, I might as well click on documents. I was just trying to show you how accessing the desktop or the documents. Now, the good question that Gigi asked was, well, but if it's a mess in here, it's still easier to just go and find that one thing you leave on your desktop, right? Which is true, that one thing you leave on your desktop, but, and now let me share my screen again. So here we are. So it's true if I have one thing on the desktop or two things on the desktop. Let me move this thing out of the way. The other classroom. That here. My handle and my Zoom handle goes over there. There you go. So it's true that it's easier to find things on the desktop as long as we have one or two things. But when you start having a ton of stuff, it's still a mess, right? No, great question, but no. So let me just show you what he's asking because it's similar to stuff that we've talked before. So the
Deanna,
question is, yeah.
could you please repeat the questions?
I will, yeah. Good, thank you. So here's the question. In the past, I've taught you that, let me just, I have to give some background to his question. That if you have an app, and this comes from Mac level 1, right? Where if I'm looking at my calendar and I want to see Safari, all I do is I click on Safari and it comes to the front. And if I want to see the calendar, the calendar comes up front, remember? Remember that part? And again, for people who didn't take the first class. So his logical question was, well, can't you just click on some empty spot on the desktop and click on that? So I'm going to try that. And no, the desktop doesn't pop up ahead of everything else. Now, yeah, if I turn on a Finder window and I click on this and that, and then I click on the desktop, see, the Finder window doesn't even pop up, even though it's part of the desktop. The desktop always stays in the background. So no, you will never find everything disappearing unless you learn the shortcut hide others, which is Command Shift H, and then you go Command Shift H. And for some reason, there, it was actually Option Shift H. Then everything except for the one I'm touching hides. But if the one I'm touching, it happens to have been one that was filling the screen, then it still doesn't work. Because there's nothing to pop the desktop in front of everything else, except for having the Sage Manager on and turning the desktop. Does that make sense? At most, you get the Finder, but it pops forward, not the whole background. The whole background doesn't pop forward. Now, this is so high up that it's hard to see. Okay. So that was a great, why not, solution. That would be nice, but it's not. So the solution is to not have stuff that's really urgent on the desktop. And where will we have it? We will have it in a couple of different places. First of all, we're going to organize all our documents. And this is the part that, since I've been talking about all these other things, trying to deal with things, we're a little bit behind on organizing files. So we're going to just delve right into it today. But I had a screenshot, one of the many screenshots I had left here, and that's the whole point. I need to find which one it might be, was my organized screen. Okay. Let me actually hide others. There we go. Give me a second. I see the question. I had one of these many here. So this is a picture of my computer a few weeks ago, where you don't have this. Well, this is a different folder. Never mind. I had another one of these. I don't know where that screenshot is in fact, because I've been messing my computer up. But if everything is in neatly organized folders and you know where your stuff should be, then it's easy to find it. Okay. So what's what we're going to do? We're going to organize all this stuff so that it's not such a mess. Starting by putting everything that's on the desktop in the documents folder, which I know people are going to freak out. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then only taking here and there a few things out that are absolutely necessary. But first we need to learn how to organize. And then watch my screen. The downloads folder. For some of you guys, the download folder, hold on, this is how it comes in by default. The downloads folder is full of stuff. For some of you guys, it's not. So the other part of this conversation about where we organize stuff is not just to find it, but also to get rid of stuff in our computer that's unnecessary. Those of you who are filling up your computer with stuff. And so I'm also showing you how to find those big files, those old files, those things that you haven't touched in 10 years. I have things that I didn't touch in 10 years that are extremely necessary to me still, because they're like a letter my dad sent. I'm not going to get rid of it. It's passed away. Versus there's things that are sitting there for 10 years, like, what's that doing there? So there's a difference there, right? So how do we find what our things are and
Deanna,
how to deal with them?
Deanna,
yeah.
it's hard to hear. We can hear
Oh,
some of you.
oh, yeah, I put my microphone under my robe. How about now?
That's better, much better.
My robe. My bat cave. Sorry, I just have to. This is the kind of clothes that you need to spin with. Okay, it's, you guys don't see, but it's like this. It's wonderful. But let me put this out. Thank you for saying that, Sue. By the way, I noticed that your hand was up and I thought it was a class question that I was finishing the subject. But if it's about not hearing me, just interrupt me.
I just hate to interrupt, so I put my hand up to.
That's fine, but since it's a hand up, and I'm explaining, I might say, well, let me finish with this, round out my thought process, because I don't want to break it in the middle, because I want to give you guys and then I'll say, yes, what's your question? And then people messed out on my thought process that I rounded out because they couldn't hear me, right? So if it's not hearing me, interrupt me instantly. Okay, guys? Please. But thanks for interrupting me, because otherwise I keep going. I can't. I wish there was some way that I could tell what you guys are hearing. Like I could listen in and go, oh, you guys aren't hearing me. The only way I can tell if you're not hearing is if you tell me you're not hearing. All right. So the downloads folder is a place that a lot of people have lots of hidden huge amounts of files that they've never gotten rid of, the documents and the desktop. And then for some people, every now and then, that they have files in weird places. Like you go to applications and suddenly there's files mixed up in there that shouldn't be in there, that they've gotten there in the wrong place. Or you go to worse, you go into like the Macintosh hard drive and suddenly there's like personal files, things that people have been putting in the wrong place. So the only place your files should be is, listen well, ideally, it's all in the documents folder. Yes, we can have a few on the desktop. We'll talk about when and where. And the things that come into your computer from the internet that you've loaded, or from email that you've downloaded, or from just things that are being given to you from online, they end up in your downloads folder. And it's a great temporary place. But I said temporary, meaning it's kind of like when I said the other day, you go to Costco and you leave everything at your doorstep. That's the downloads. You just dump everything there. So some things need to go in the right part of your house. So if it arrived and you do want to keep it, it's a keeper kind of thing that arrived, it's got to move into documents. If it's a temporary thing, you got a little poster for a flyer, an invitation for something that's happening in 2 weeks, sure, keep it in the downloads. In 2 weeks, you move it to the trash. So the goal of the downloads, what's that? No, nope. Because if you put something in the downloads, it can stay there for 25 years. It doesn't move until you move it to the documents or to the trash. Like those are the two exit points for anything that's in the downloads. You don't want it. You finish downloading an application and you get rid of the applicator. We'll talk about applications, downware, software. Like I downloaded Google Drive the other day. It's this, and I'm going to talk about extension folders, but this is something that once installed, it's unneeded. So whenever you download an application to install, the installer file, so we're going to start talking about extensions. See how this one is .dmg? Okay, .dmg, disk image, is an application installer file. The other installer files are .pkg, which is per package, PKG, package. So those are the two installer files you'll get on a Mac. If you, in your downloads folder, have a .exe, that's a Windows installer file, throw it away. There's nothing you can do. So I'm going to go to my chat right now and installer files, and let me put the chat over here so you guys can see what I'm writing, but that way installer files are .dmg, .pkg, PKG. If you have any .exe, they are Windows installer files. They are useless on a Mac. Okay, so now I put that in the chat, you guys. Keep that, write those notes, DMG, PKGs. DMGs, PKGs, or EXEs are all supposed to be trashed. Once you install an app, and by the way, on Sequoia, anyone who has Sequoia, once you install an application, you might have installed something, I don't know if you did, it's automatic. After you install the application, the computer says, do you want me to trash the installer file? So finally, people don't have thousands of installer files, but a lot of people don't know what is being asked, and they go, I don't want to trash the program I just installed, so they say no. So then the installer file stays in your downloads folder. But that thing that you download, it's kind of like, I always talk about a banana peel. You bring in his luscious banana, sits there, finally it's ready to eat, peel it open, eat the banana, install the program, and the program is done. You've eaten the banana, but the banana peel is left over. That's the installer file that's been used up. I mean, it's not like a banana and like you could install it again and again and again over itself. It's not like it's empty, but you're done. You've installed it. it's got to go to the trash. These are big files. They have a lot of stuff. And you've used, what's that? Yeah, you're done. Let's get rid of all those banana peels, right? So you don't want to, you want to get rid of any of these DMG, PKG, and of course EXEs, because those are useless. Installer files. Yeah. So here's the thing. This Google, see why I'm saying this is a biggie. When did I add it? I added it September 29th, which is only 2 days ago, right? So if I go to my downloads, so everyone be in your downloads, please go check out your downloads. What we're going to do, what I was going to show you before break, I haven't shown you yet. Look, oh, Carol, you got in this time. Yay. Okay, so watch my screen. Those of you who are here at school using the school computers will have empty downloads for the most part, except for the folder that you downloaded that I told you class files to download. But if you open it, there's stuff in there. And if you open the miscellaneous files to organize, there's a lot of stuff in there. So you can have stuff that way. This is for people who are using the school computers, which right now are only Carol and Gigi, because Rodney is gone and Susie's not here. And Dan didn't come. What's that? Not the downloads, because the downloads live in the computer. Look over here, Carol, in the Macintosh hard drive. The downloads always live in the Macintosh hard drive. So that's another positive or negative. If your stuff is always in the computer anyway, it doesn't matter for, you know, the J's. But, but for, hold on. I'm not asking anything. I'm explaining. So don't, what I'm saying is your downloads are going to be at home on your real computers. Your desktop and documents you discovered are here from home, but your downloads live in your own computer. So at home, you might have a downloads full of stuff. That's not the downloads that you have here. The downloads that you have here is going to be empty other than that one folder I had you download. Does that make, that's all I'm saying. Your real homework for those of you who are working here on their computers here is to go home and look at your downloads at home and discover if you have one thing or 250,000 things, which I'm not exaggerating. There are people here who sometimes have 10,000 things. What's that? Yeah, I had you guys download that one folder so that you would have something on your computer to work with. But other than that, you haven't downloaded anything. But everyone else is working on their own computer, so go check your own downloads. And if your computer is new, it'll be empty too because you just bought it. You have one. Well, we'll find out. So now, once you have that downloads folder up here at the top, and if you only have one thing or nothing, this is not going to give you much of an example. So maybe if you do have a lot of stuff in your desktop or documents, let's do this from desktop or documents for the part that I'm going to show you right now. So let's go to documents again. Does everyone have anything in their documents or in their desktop? Whichever one you have most stuff in, desktop or documents or downloads, whichever you have the most stuff in. So watch for a second what I'm going to do. And now, right now, I'm going to reshare my screen so you guys can see my Finder window a bit better, because we're going to just kind of focus on the Finder. This is for people at home, so they're not seeing everything around it right now. So watch. I showed you about the name, date modified, size, kind, but what I didn't show you is the power of these columns. If I click on the word date modified, all this stuff reorganizes itself by the last day they were modified. If I click on size, this all reorganizes itself in order of size, biggest to smallest. See the sizes? If I click on kind, then I get folders, then I get Photoshop, then I get JPEG, like I get everything organized by kind. If I click on name, it gets organized by name. Now, when I clicked on name and I said it goes out by name, notice that I first have numbers. It's alphanumeric, so numbers come first. So 2023 is smaller than 54,358. Does that make sense? Then finally comes the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? But look. What if I click on the name again? What happened? it inverted. I'm starting with the Z's. And do you see down here, there's a little arrow? It's pointing down, it's inversed. If I click on name again, it goes up. So just saying that name, A to Z, name, Z to A. Okay? Same with date modified. Oldest to newest, newest to oldest. And click, click. Or size. Biggest to smallest, smallest to biggest. Okay? So this makes it kind of fun to find and easier to find files by certain qualities other than just their name. Now, why am I saying that? Because I want us to go to downloads and I want you to click on kind. Because now we're going to start talking about what kind of files you can have. And then we're going to do that also in the downloads and in desktops and documents. But right now, most importantly, kind. So when you click on kind, I happen to have folders. I have a couple PDFs, a couple of MPEGs, 2 or 3 Excel books, and a disk image, which is this DMG. That's what I have. But for those of you who are here in class, okay, Carol and Gigi, you have a folder called class files to download, right? Gigi, in your downloads folder, go to your downloads folder, to that folder that I gave you to called class files to download. Okay, so can you look, watch what I'm going to do, guys? Anyone who has folders, how do we open this folder? A lot of people think double clicking. Again, that's a very PC thing. Would it work? Kinda. Watch. If I double click to open this, I go into that one folder, but I don't see everything else. I went into class files to download. Let me back up. I went into that one, but that's it. I'm stuck there. Like I don't see everything else. Does that make sense? So what I want you to do is to click on this arrow to open it, right? And it opens and it drops whatever's in there, but then I still see everything else. Does that make sense? So I'm seeing everything that's in there. And then there's this one called miscellaneous files to be organized. You see that? And this is only for the people who are at home. Some of you guys at some point not at home, at school. Some people at home might have downloaded a folder like this of mine eons ago, but these are files that I provided people here at school because their computers were empty. So right now I'm just talking to 2 people. Everyone else hang in there for a second. So now let's open miscellaneous files to be organized. Gigi, did you open miscellaneous files to be organized? I'm speaking okay. So now I want you guys to hang in there for a second because I'm going to run over. And since I haven't taught you how to do it yet, I'm just going to give me a second. And I don't do things for you for the most part, but I just wanted you guys to have a full downloads folder. There we go. Okay. And now you have a full downloads folder. Okay. Now, I just needed them to have a full downloads folder. That's all. And it was hard to do any other way. And so I just did that to them. So now why do I want a full downloads folder? Because I want them to have things to organize. There we go. So now I have the same stuff that they have. So now my downloads folder is full of stuff. For the rest of you guys, if you have a downloads with a lot of stuff, that's probably because you haven't taken my class. Versus if you have, why you don't have any participants? Oh, there they are. Okay, sorry, I was losing track. Okay, so I want you guys to put in the chat. Those of you who are at home, those of you who are here, you can't put in the chat, so you'll just tell me. How many things do you have in your downloads folder? Like now I see 49 items, right? So in my case, I'm going to say 49 in the chat. And I said, go. So everyone, give me a number of how many files you have in your chat. And over here, 43. What's that? No, that's real. 355. That's not even a big number. 355. 122. Okay. Are you in the, you have a group set up. Go up to the group for a second and say no. Yeah. and we'll talk about that. Diana, how many do you have? Oh, you said you had one. You were so excited to have one. Oh, you have two things in your downloads folder. Jenny? 14. Gigi and Carol, just what I gave you, but that's a homework from home, for home, right? You're gonna have to go and find out what you have. Phil, do you have
Mm.
anything downloaded in yours? Just got your computer. Class files, okay. Thank you. At home, I'm seeing 49, 23, 1, 0, 23, 23, 6 to 5 because I took your class. Yeah, because before numbers like 350 were the small numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have been in my class before. You've seen like 1,925. I mean, easy, right? And I'm not getting everyone's answers from home. Okay. So everyone, when I say I need an answer, I need an answer. So I don't see, I don't see quite a few people here. Jim, I don't see your answer. I don't care if the answer is long, small, big. I don't care. There's no make wrong. I just want to know. In part by knowing, I know whether to move on to a different folder, right? So if I have people that have a lot of letter. So
I have
but in
42.
42,
I
okay,
have 65.
good. 65, 42,
Yeah.
okay. Now, let's go over here to kind in the downloads folder. Let's all click on kind. And you will notice that when you look at kind, I have grouped up kinds here, right? I have groups of kinds. And the ones that, if I look at, for example, all these JPEG images, as over here, I look over there, all of these files have an extension, .jpg, .jpg, .jpg. If you're not seeing the extensions on the names, see how it says kitty.jpg? If you see just the word kitty, let me know. By default, the Mac shows you the extensions. By default, the Windows doesn't. But it's possible to have turned off seeing them. And if you have it off and you don't see them, I need to know. You need to turn it on. You need to see the extensions to know what you're working with. I can't believe that other computers think people can function without knowing what their files are like. That's just me, because I need to know what kind of files I have always. So see how when it says Microsoft document, it's a docx, docx, docx. When it says Excel, XLSX, you see that? So I know the type of documents that I have. I could have done it just by looking at them, but some of you guys don't yet know how to read the extensions. So this gives you an idea of what they are. That doesn't mean that you know what an HTML document is or what a installer flat package is, but that's why I'm here to explain. The installer flat package, it's the PKG. Now, how do I know if I need it or don't need it? Is by looking in many instances at the date. Now, this is a little bit unfair for those of us who downloaded it from the internet today, because it says today at 3:15 p.m. But honestly, that is like when I look at it in real life, it's like a 8-year-old file or whatever. So you want to look at the dates. Another thing you can do to see whether your things are useless or not, so look at them by dates, right? But if it's an installer package, or if it's a DMG, disk image, right? I have 2 disk image, DMG, or installer package. It's so important, first of all, to not double click on them. Because when you double click an installer package, it installs an app. If you don't know what it is, you might be installing a virus, a worm, something bad. So if you don't know what it is, don't ever double click on something that you don't know what it is. Ever. Now don't double click on anything in general that you don't know what it is, but in particular installer packages, which would be DMGs, PKGs, or EXEs, although an EXE would work, but okay. Then if you have one of those and you do recognize, oh, this is the Zoom package. Oh, this is my Zoom. A, is your Zoom already working? And that means you don't need it. That means you've installed it and it's old. So look at the date. Maybe you installed it a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 years ago. So what do we do with something we don't need, everyone? By now, hopefully you found a
Get rid
few.
of it. Trash it.
Yeah, right click, move to
Mm.
trash.
Mhm.
Right click, move to trash. DMG or PKGs or EXEs. PK, right click. And here's another one, right click, move to trash. Oh, two fingers down on a laptop. And with a mouse, right click, move to trash. So there you go. I've got rid of 3 things already. And these are big files. And most importantly, some of them have names that you don't recognize. Look at the dates. So many times I find people that have files from like 2, 5, 7 years ago, 2017. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Just forget it. What if it's the Word installer that when you installed Word and it's already working? You don't need it anymore. If you ever were to need it, you would need a new one, a fresh one, an updated one. So if a file
Mhm.
that's an installer is even a month old, it's already old.
Mm.
If you go install it, you're going to have to download. I'm going to mute you, Rodney, because in the background I can hear you're making some noises. Okay, so if you need to talk to me, Rodney, just know that I've muted you. So good. We got rid of, hopefully by now, all of those have moved to the trash. Now, XDP. Okay. Most of the extensions I know, but yeah, it's XMP I know, but XDP I don't know.
right here. I don't want to even
Click on it. Just, no, click on it. It's okay. Now,
Stuff that I did. No,
yeah,
what it.
Adobe package file. So here's the thing. If it's a package file, it's an installer of some kind. Look at the date. What date does it have? So here's my thing. 2017. Okay, perfect example. It's an installer file and it's from 2017. Do you think you'll ever have to install an application that's almost 10 years old? Never. It won't run. Right click trash. These are big files. Okay. So now hopefully, and I'm going to share my entire screen for a second. Okay, so now you're all seeing my entire screen again. So once I put things in the trash, my trash begins to be full. See how it has a little filler, like crumpled paper? So I'm going to open my trash by clicking on it. And it turns out that I have a lot of stuff in my trash. And putting things, see, I have a ton. Putting things in the trash is no good for emptying out your computer. It's just putting them in the trash. You know, those desk trashes that don't have banana peels so they never smell, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what we're doing. Our computer hasn't emptied itself out of stuff. We just moved it to the thing called trash, but it's just another folder in our computer. So first, before we empty it out, which is the ideal end purpose, first, we're going to see, well, what if I made a mistake? What if I shouldn't have thrown something away? So what if I shouldn't have thrown away that install FlashPay or DMG that I just threw away? It was a mistake. Sometimes we get rid of things by mistake. Great. Right click, put back. If it doesn't say, right click, put back. Are you looking at the trash? Okay. So for now, I'm going to try that. The thing that we all just deleted, and if you didn't delete anything, go delete something and put it back. So watch. What if you didn't find a DMG and installer? Grab anything that you found in there, right click and move it to trash. Because when you go back to your trash, there's in the trash, right click and put back. So everyone, even if it's not something that you, it's not an installer, delete something, look at its name, go find it and put it back. Okay, now move out of the way. Move out of the way for a second. Like click over here, like out. Yeah. So 7/20/25 reference guide, trash. But this computer's trash.
Oh, yes.
So
Do I need to download it again?
no.
Okay.
Hold on. So I'm trying to think what other stuff you have here and why. This is this computer's trash. Why would you have NP?
It had been a screenshot. And then I deleted it.
Would it, but it's not yours, right?
Yeah. But it's what?
Why would your trash from your house be here? That's what I don't understand. But you shouldn't have your house trash here, that's the point I'm making. Because, oh, because it says you're right, it's from home, okay, because this is one thing. This trash is referencing the local computer, and this came from your local computer and it wouldn't know where to go. You need to go, because these user guys, they're not part of documents. They go into like applications and stuff, so you have to do it from home. If you know where it goes, you can drag it now to the documents, but otherwise you don't have to go at home and do that one because you're not in your system, your actual system. No, you are viewing your system, but the system files of this computer are different than yours. Like your applications, go to applications. These applications that you have here, go up to the top. Scroll up. You don't have this at home. This is not your computer. You are viewing your files in these two folders, but this is not your computer. Exactly. So your trash doesn't know how to put back stuff into the system because this system isn't yours. So you're just gonna have to do that from home. That's all. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. I was just helping with someone here. So did everyone go to anywhere? Go to your documents, go somewhere, guys, and right click and trash something, but look at its name. So this is the ALI Virtual Conference May from the documents, wherever. I'm going to right click, move it to the trash. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the trash, and if you go and open the trash, it opens as a window. Okay. And I'm going to go find, there it is, ALI Virtual Conference, right click, put back. Okay, so I want everyone to try that out. So don't get too scared of the trash. Now the problem is once you empty the trash, then it's gone. Then it's truly gone, okay? But you don't have to empty the trash until you emptied it. Now, there is a setting that a lot of people have turned on, which is empty the trash once something has been in there 30 days. It doesn't mean that every 30 days it empties out. It just means that if you put this thing today, October 1st, that one thing will be there for 30 days, and the 31st, it'll go away. But something else that you put in there tomorrow will be there one extra day. And something that you put in there 2 weeks ago has only 2 more weeks left to go. So it doesn't empty every 30 days. Rather, the stuff has a lifetime of 30 days in your trash before it disappears from your trash. Does that make sense? But if that feature isn't turned on, which we'll get there because I don't want to get into the minutia right now, and people who are in this class have seen this before, but right now I don't want anyone emptying their trash until we're sure that what's in the trash should be in the trash. Because once you empty it, it's gone. So as much as I told you to check your downloads folder, homework for you guys this between here and next class is, and not many of you have a ton of stuff in your downloads. So those of you who have a few things, you have more homework than that. But for those of you who have a lot of stuff, maybe the homework is just your downloads, is open your trash and check it out. Are all these things supposed to be there? Is this all correct? And for the most part, I expect that to be correct, but just in case, every now and then, for example, Gigi found something that she did want, then you can save it, okay? The trash doesn't need to be looked at all the time. Just when you're doing a lot of changing and trashing and moving and organizing, which is what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks, just check it before you empty it, just in case you put the wrong thing out, okay? Yes, but once you have a time machine going, even emptying the trash wouldn't be a problem because the time machine would still save it. But as long as you don't have a time machine running, like connected, some people have them sitting gathering dust on their desk. If it's connected, then if you make a mistake and trash the wrong thing, the time machine will save you anyway. But for now, it won't. So let's head over to downloads again. And let's keep looking at the kinds of things that I have in my downloads, okay? So now I've gotten rid of the disk images. I'm going to put this one back in the trash because I had saved it. And now back in the trash, okay? Now, what if I go to my trash guys, open my trash up again. And I have tons of stuff in my trash. And I'm not sure that I want to get rid of all of this, but for sure I do know that I want to get rid of this one. If I empty my trash, I empty the whole trash. And if I'm still checking it, maybe I just want to get rid of this one for sure because I'm totally sure about it. Well, I can just right click and say delete immediately. So I am emptying my trash partially. I take one smelly thing and take it out of my house. So now I've deleted. Are you sure you want to delete archive.zip? Because it'll be deleted immediately and you can't undo this action. So it's not going to just boom disappear. When you empty your trash, it asks you, are you sure? Okay. So you have the chance to say, no, that was a mistake. Or you have the chance to go, oh yeah, I don't want that. So I'm going to right click and delete this one immediately. Yeah, there we go. Delete, and it's gone. And now it's truly gone from your computer. Okay. So, and I'm just saying that at some point we want to just empty the whole thing. Okay. We don't want to keep things hanging forever. But at first, while we're moving things around, if you know, oh yeah, this is for sure not good, I can just delete it immediately while I empty other stuff. Okay. Let's close our trashes for now. Close the window that shows me our trash. Did everyone, was everyone able to do that at home? You were all able to trash something and then put it back? And then you were able to delete immediately something in the trash that you are for sure that you don't need? Okay, so when I'm giving these examples, you have to be doing them. And if you're stuck and it's not working, then you ask me about it, but y'all have to be doing that. Okay, did the heater just turn on or did the... Oh, okay. Oh, I left, thank you. And it's gonna work for a bit and then it's gonna stop working, but at least. Okay, thank you. I also got a wonderful jean jacket here. I got something, and Gigi also gave me shoes the other day. You guys are saving me. Carol gives me chocolates. You're all like sustaining me. Okay. What's that? Okay, thanks. All right. So the job is as following. The job is you're going to look at everything that's in your downloads and you're going to get it empty by either putting it in the trash or moving it to a documents folder. And you're like, well, what do I do with it in the document? How do I move it to the documents folder? Because now I've shown you, right? Right click trash, that one, you know how to do. How do you move it to your documents? Watch. I'm going to go ahead and this is very important. Pay attention for a little bit. There's two crucial things I want to teach you. First of all, I'm going to drag it to my documents folder. Does it know where in the documents folder for now? No, I don't care. For now, I'm just moving to document folder. We're going to sit there and really organize document folder. But for now, I want you to empty your downloads by, watch, I'm going to grab something and I'm dragging it in my document. So this is worth keeping for some reason. This is an important one. Then I'm putting in the documents and watch something. This is a long name. This is an even longer name. Now, when I hover over documents, it's going to turn blue. And when it turns blue, I have to let go. But look what's going to happen. I'm going to grab one of these long names, doesn't matter how long or how short, from here, from the end of it. For some reason, I'm grabbing it from here. And I'm dragging it over to documents. My name is over documents, but is my documents turning blue yet? No. What's it going to take? Come on, nothing's happening. It's going to take the tip of my mouse touching. And my tip of my mouse is over here. So suddenly if I let go, where am I dropping it right now? No, I'm dropping it in Photoshop HyFlex class. So I need to, because there was a folder right there that I might have thought I was putting it in there. So be careful with the tip of your mouse. I haven't let go yet of my mouse. I'm taking it. See how when the tip of my mouse touches, it documents is turned? Then I let go. Now, I had already moved it in there twice, so I'm going to stop it, okay? So, ideally, it's easier if you grab it from the beginning, because if I grab it from the beginning, right, if I grab it from here, then instantly I touch documents, right? But it doesn't matter. If you did grab it from the back, all you need to do is move your mouse there and then let go. Does that make sense? That's why it's easier if you move it from here just because then it immediately your mouse is touching there, but it's just as valid, okay? No. No, it depends, but no. If I just grab this and put it there, see how there's no plus? No. Now, I'm gonna stop for a second because I keep putting the same things over and over again, so it keeps saying that. So what it's saying is that if I grab this thing, I know this one's not there. I haven't put it in there again. If I move it quickly, what am I looking at right now? My downloads. Can you tell? The downloads is selected. I'm in my downloads. You see that? If I move this square and drop it quickly, I just dropped it. What am I still looking at? My downloads. That is still my downloads. But this time instead, I'm going to take it to documents and I'm going to wait here and hang out here. So what happened? What happened here? Now it switched to that I'm seeing my documents. Does that make sense? So let me undo that. I'm going to do Command Z to undo. So Command Z is undo, undo. And I'm going to tell you what this is in a second. So in my downloads, if I quickly move something and drop it, that's fine. I'm still in my downloads, and I can move the next one. I'm still in my downloads. Okay. But if I grab something and I hang in there, that window has changed to documents. You see that? It's changed to documents. So now, again, I have it in there twice. So now it's in the downloads. Got it? So now it's in the documents. I have to switch back to downloads to keep emptying out. So you have to look at the title bar. It's way too hot now. Can you open the window? Now I'm boiling. This is what I mean. This place goes from boiling to freezing. There's rarely an in-between setting. It's like boiling or freezing. We don't have midpoints. And I hoped they would have changed that, but they haven't. It's one or the other. We stay for a little bit in the okay place and then we go, okay. Might want to open the door for a bit until we get some air in again, because I'm about to pass out now. We went through it. I forgot to say something in time. Now I'm really hot. So what I want you guys to do is to know what you have in your documents and your downloads, right? And how do you know what you have in your downloads? So watch. I don't remember what's in here. Do you know what's in here? Does anyone know what's in here? How can I check? What would...
Hit your space bar.
Yes, see, she's taken my class before. Because what would happen if I double click on this file? It will open. If I don't know what's in this file, should I open it? No, because that's when in my downloads, something could be in there that came in kind of attached, like a little parasite to another file that I downloaded. And it could be a worm, it could be a virus, it could be a parasite, literally. Can you open the doors, please, Phil? And maybe can someone open that one too? You can get some air in. It's really, 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 really hot right now. You guys have no idea how hot it became in here. So if I double click on this, it'll open an Excel. But while I do that, it could release a bunch of viruses into my computer. So how do I look at what's in there without opening it? So Julie, again, what did you say I should do? Yeah.
Hit the space bar.
Space bar. So watch. Space bar. It opens up and I see it. I have highlighted. Yeah. So I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to hit the space bar. And that's what it is. It's a quick view. Does that make sense? If I go down to family crop and I click on the space bar and I hit the space bar again to bring it down. If I click on this one, space bar, and bring it down, it's a quick view without opening it. In fact, watch for a minute, you guys. I'm going to hit the space bar on this thing, which is a PDF. And I go, oh, this is what I was looking for. Then I can actually open it. Over here, it'll say open with whatever program it'll open. If I look at this one and go, oh, that's what I needed, then I can then open it with Microsoft Excel. Okay. This is just a big preview of it. I'm going to click on this one, preview, up, down, up, down. Does that make sense? space bar up, I'm hitting the space bar. It shows me a preview, hit the space bar, the preview goes away. On, off, it's a quick preview. So that then I can go to the next one and, oh, that I don't want. I can go to the next one. Does that make sense? So then you don't have to open these files to see what they are. Now and then you'll fall upon a folder and you'll hit the space bar to see what's in the folder, and all it's going to show you is a folder. Because what you need to do is open it, and then you can start previewing the stuff that's in that folder. Does that make sense? The folder will show you a folder. That's it, not what's in it. Does that make sense? So then I'll open class files to download. I have 5 folders in there. And I'll open this one, and there's more folders, and there's more folders, and there's other stuff. That's fine. Then you keep going until you find a file somewhere. And these are folders within folders, and this is how we organize our stuff, right? This is an example of organized stuff. So for now, we're not in the organizing, we're in the getting rid of. Now, getting rid of, or also saving, right? So here I have Jessie Mask PDF, Jessie Mask 2 PDF, Jessie Mask 3 PDF. Can you imagine why I might have that? A lot of you guys will have the same file with the 2, 3, 4, 10. You've been downloading it repeatedly. Sometimes different versions. Maybe you've had to install your Zoom player 10 times over the last 5 years, and you kept all 10 versions of the installers. A file cannot have the same name in the same folder. So if you download Jessie Mask, the first time it comes in as Jessie Mask. The second time you install it, it comes in as Jessie Mask. Actually, it comes in as Jessie Mask 1. Here I don't have the 1 version. The third time it comes in as Jessie Mask 2, so because you have 3 of them, you have 4 of them, it comes in dash, and the computer adds the name. It means that these are copies. Do I get rid of the copies? Well, it depends. If it's an application that each time I download it, the newest one is the most valid one, then I actually get rid of the original and the 2. Does that make sense? Because the 3 would be the newest one. Does that make sense? Now, if I downloaded 3 of them at the same time because I didn't know where they were going and I was just kept downloading them, then you need to get rid of all of them except for one. Then you keep the first one. Like sometimes people download and they go, where'd it go? And they download it again. Where'd it go? I don't know. And you go to downloads, you'll find it 5 times, 10 times. Does that make sense? Then you download all of them. But in this case, what if I want to download 2 and 3? Because Jessie Mask, yes, thank you. If these 2 are the valid ones, sorry, if this is a valid one, if any of you found repetitions, and you can easily find repetitions when you see by name, right? Because if you click on by name, then anything that has the same name will be together. No, that's Gigi's. So what we're going to do, anyone else who has found 2 or 3, is we're going to click on 2 at a time, because can you imagine getting rid of 43 things 1 at a time? That's going to take some time. So I'm going to select 1, hold on my Shift key, and select the other one. Now 2 have been selected at the same time. So to select more than one thing, and right now I'm not going to get rid of anything, I'm just showing you. I'm going to select 1, hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to go select one way down there. And it's like bookends. You select, you hold down the Shift, and you select. So it's select, Shift, select. Now, if I were to want to get rid of all of these at the same time, I could click anywhere and say right-click, move to trash, and all 19 items will be moved to the trash. But I don't want to do that right now because now, just try that. Click, Shift, click. We're not getting rid of anything. We're just trying that. Click, Shift, click. Now you can start at the bottom. You can do click down there, Shift, and then go to the top. Watch my screen. No one's watching. Click, Shift, click. It doesn't matter the order, down or up. It's just bookends. Now this is great when we're organizing, because what if I decide that all these files are important and I need to keep them in my documents folder, then I'm going to click shift click and watch me. This is now all the selected stuff. I'm going to grab one of them, I don't care which, and take them to the documents, and they're all going to go together. See that? So isn't it making things much quicker? Dump them there. And I have these in both places, and that's why I have the message. Does that make sense? So then that gets rid of a bunch of them at the same time. Or click shift click and move 3 things directly to the trash at the same time. Okay, what if what I want to delete is take over to the documents is that one and this one? Wait, that one and this one. I can't seem to select both at the same time. Does that make sense?
Man,
Then I hold down the command key. On the PC, it's the control key. On the Mac is the command. Command. Then I go that one, plus this one, plus that one, plus that one. So non-contiguous files that are not stuck together, you have to select with the command key. So I select these 3, these 4, and now I go to any of these, doesn't matter which, and when I take them, they all come at once, and I move them all at once. Okay? So everyone, what's that? They're in my downloads. When I put them in documents, okay, they leave the downloads and they move to documents. They do. Okay, but no, it's possible that they show me. Just show me. So everyone, as I'm helping people, I want you to be moving things. I want you to be putting things in the trash or in the documents. Trash or documents. There's no other place for them right now. Trash or documents. Your download has to be empty. Okay. No. Recents. Do not go to recents. That's a different creature.
Oh, okay, that's.
I am having you. I've been clearly saying downloads, right? No. It really matters. The one place you should not work from, and that I'm not going to explain until 2 classes from now, is the recents. Do not use recents. Did you hear me well? What should you not use? Choir, louder,
reasons,
at home, recents.
reasons.
And those of you who've taken my class know why. Avoid recents like the plague until I explain it, but I can't explain it with you guys understanding it until you're really comfy with organizing files. Then you'll understand it. So for now, avoid it. It acts differently, which is what would, and you'll understand why. But if I explain it right now, it's like adding muddle over muddle over muddle. You need to slowly understand things, and then when I get to recents, you'll go, oh, okay, that makes sense. But right now, it won't make sense to you. So don't go to recents. Go to downloads. I've been telling you, we're emptying our downloads. I have a very specific task. Now she has only 2 things in their downloads, so she's bored. So what do you do then? You go to desktop. So everyone has only a few things in your downloads. If you have 350, you might get stuck there for a bit. If you have 950, you'll be there for a while. But it might be that with these things that we're doing here, you might very easily be able to go, oh, date added. And you'll go, oh my God, all these are for 20. I've downloaded things since 2017. If it's a downloaded thing, it was probably a form, an invitation, a photo that someone sent you, right? A report. Again, some could be, what's it doing there? That invitation came and went, and some could be, oh, this is really important. So just because it's old doesn't mean it's a goner, but certain things that are old are goners. Hard software, installers, right? But then you look at your oldest ones first, because I'm pretty sure that if you look at your oldest ones first, you'll probably find quite a few that you can right click and track to the trash, because downloads tends to be temporary things. Now, if it was that report that you've been waiting for from forever, so use all of these tools to say that. Now, for those of you who have a very full computer, you might want to start with going to size and going, which are my biggest files? Oh, wow, this is a huge file. This is almost 1 gig worth of file. I don't need it. What was that all about? I'm going to right click and move that one to trash immediately. Boom, you got rid of a gig of space. Does that make sense? So depending on your goal, empty computer because you have too much stuff, then look at size and start. You can get rid of 1,000 of these and it'll be worth one of these, 923 of these. You see that? So might as well start with the biggies if you're trying to make space in your computer, yeah? So then you go and you organize by size and you go, whoa, okay, this one I don't need, move to trash by size. Does that make sense? I'm not going to move it because I have another, I need to show you some big files again, so that's why I'm not doing it myself, but I will in a minute when I show you the other way. So I'm looking at the time. So use this either by name because you recognize things by name, if not by date added, if not by kind, if not by size. These are all really useful ways to discover. But the most important one is going to be hit the space bar. And what's this? Well, this is the recording of one of our classes, and that's why it's there. One more thing. I see, Julie, your hand is up. Watch my screen. I'm going to start looking at Jessie Mask 3. I'm going to hit the space bar. What? No, watch me. Watch me. I'm looking at Jessie Mask 3. If I have to go down to click on the next one and up again, and down at the next one and up again, and down and the next one and up again, that's a lot, right? It's still better than opening, but watch what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to start again with the same one. I'm going to hit the space bar to watch the first one. And now, see the arrows that you have on the right side of your keyboard? Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down arrow. That's the next one, down arrow. So let me move over here so you can see this better, what's happening. I am watching, I hit the space bar on one of them, okay? And now with my down arrow, it's showing me the next one and the next one. If it's music, it's playing the music. If it's this JPEG, do you see how down here I'm going down? I'm just going down, 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 down. So I can quickly look at a lot of my files and then I go, oh, that one I don't need. Now that I know that that one I don't need, hit the space bar and I go to that one and it's selected. I move that one to the trash. Then the bottom right of your keyboard has arrows. So now I go up, 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 oh, up, oh, that one I don't need. Okay. Oh no, that one I really need. That one I move to documents. Okay, so it should be relatively fast for the ones you don't know what they are. You go to this one and you go, oh yeah, of course I need that one. Oh duh, no question. You move it to documents. Okay. Now, if you ever have this come up, which I've had a few times and I have been ignoring it, now I'm going to show you. An item named Sandira already exists in this location. Do you want to replace it with one you're moving? This is really important to be careful. It just means that you already had it there, but you also had it here. It probably will happen more with like desktop to documents, but sometimes from downloads. Usually what came in your downloads is what came in your downloads and you haven't moved it. But if you have that happening, it basically is saying, okay, it's already there. Should I keep both? That's a mistake, because if I say keep both, that's when people begin to have duplicates and triplicates and templates. If I say keep both, I should see, I either should stop, don't, I want to explore them first. If I say replace, there's a problem, because what if this is the novel I've been writing? And then I try to put it over there and it goes, you have 2, should I replace both? Well, what if the one that you had in your documents has 10 chapters and this one only has 3 chapters? Well, then when you say replace, you have just lost 10 chapters and you have only the version that has 3 chapters. Does that make sense? So you should never have duplicates of the same file with the same name. You should have at least the name of the file dash the date or something on it so that you know it's the older version and the newer version. Does that make sense? But if it's exactly the same one and I try to put it over there, if I say stop, it stops. It doesn't do it. If I say replace, I might be losing some precious chapters. Does that make sense? So you have to be careful. If I say keep both, which I'm going to say right now for you guys to see, this one's called Sante New Zealand Straight. If I say keep both, when I go to documents now, and I go to the S, here now I have 2. One is called the normal name and one is called copy. See that? Because the same file cannot be there twice. See what I mean about it not having once you start messing with it, either goes hot or cold, hot or cold. Now it's going. Because it's a copy. It copied it with everything, right? And by the way, sometime that's not even the right date, but anyway, now it has the copy. If you downloaded it and it's a copy, it'll give it a 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you do this, it'll give you, now I'm going to make another copy of this one because I can. I could right click and duplicate it. And it says copy 2, copy 3, copy 4. But it can never have the same file in the same place with the same name. So basically that's what it does. Okay. Now, let me go back to downloads. So by the time, as we've been speaking, hopefully you've been working, clearing out. Keep working while I answer questions. Yes, Julie. Oh, Julie's hand's been up for a bit. Then Blas over here, who you guys can't see. Yeah, Julie.
Okay, can I share my screen?
Yes, please. Let me stop mine. Okay.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. I had nothing on my desktop, but when I was looking in my trash, I must have put things under painting and art. How do I get rid of these little things? Because if I close the open the carrot, they're down here, but I
Okay,
can't.
so close the carrot again for painting and art for a second. So she's already been doing a lot of work, and she has see how neatly she has Julie's personal, Julie's mom, literally not. She's been putting stuff in the right place. But now you just brought all these from the trash, all the paintings.
Yeah, I think I did that the
Okay.
other day. Yeah.
Now you have, just to be clear, when you look at the first two, if you look at them, from the little thumbnail, they look to be the same one. And the first part of the name is the same, but the second one has a date on it. But when you look over to the far right, not to the far, right next to it, it says date modified, and it said August 2010. But when you keep going to the far right, dates last open, one was open in 2022, one was open in 2024. You see that?
Yeah.
Over there. So that's all information about it. But they seem to be the same file, just with two different names. Can you go click on the first one and do a space bar to see if they are the same one? Okay, now go to the next one. Yeah, they are the same one.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can probably test that down the road, but it seems like they're all the same ones, right?
Okay.
So it's at this point, you should probably delete one of the copies.
Okay.
So you should go and do, like, you want to keep the one that has the whole name or the one that has the short name. It's up to you. But what I would do if I were you is I would select one. What do you want, the long name or the short name? Does the date matter to you? 12, 16, 13? Does that mean something to you?
No. The only thing would be if I made corrections in the painting, I would have to kind of look and see if there's.
Okay. So do you want to get rid of the painting 001, 12, 16, 13, or do you want to get rid of the paintings 0001? You're going to get rid of one of them because they're the same thing.
Oh, it doesn't matter then. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get rid of this one. So I'll do right click.
Okay. So hold on. Select that one. Hold down your command key. Now select the next one with a long name, which is one down.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep holding your command key. Now select again, 2 down.
How can you tell they're the same paintings?
Well, I can see the little thumbnail, but you can see in the little thumbnail the same one. But just in case, I'll let you explore first.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
once you're done, if you decide that they're all the same one, you do this that I'm showing you, and you can just click, 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 basically grab all 20 of the repeats. Now go ahead and do a right click. Now you've got only 3. Do a right click. And I'm not going to have you move to trash, but see, you'll move them all at once to the trash. Does that make sense?
Right.
You don't have to do it one by one. But first, go ahead and check them out. Now, click away so that you get rid of the 3 at a time.
Oops.
No, when you click away, it has to be, yeah, you just click close off your locations. Go ahead and open your locations again. Yeah, go in and now go to the top one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit your space bar. Okay, now go to your bottom arrow down, and hit one time. That was the same one. Now down and down. You can see, you guys hear that she's moving
Yeah.
across different ones, but 2 times it's up.
Okay. I lost your voice.
Once you do that, and you go
Okay.
down all of them,
Okay.
okay? And you're convinced that they're all the duplicates. I mean, I saw the little thumbnail, that's why I could tell they were the same, but maybe they're not. But
Okay.
these look like, because of the process, seems like the same. Then you go in and you select every other one, and you
And
right
then
click and move
moves
them to
it.
the trash.
Okay.
And then all the ones that are left, you select them all and you drag them into the folder called Painting and Art.
Oh, so they're not in that folder
They're
yet.
not in that folder.
Okay, got it.
They just happen to be right under the word painting, but they're
Right.
not in the folder.
When I moved them out of the trash, I put them in there.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Probably
thank you.
moved out of the trash, they probably weren't from the Painting and Art folder, and so they don't go back in there. Or
Okay.
maybe you changed the name of the Painting and Art folder. Maybe it used to be called Artistic Endeavors, whatever. So then it doesn't know to go back in there. So then it just lands somewhere in the Documents folder. Does that make
So
sense?
should I rename where it just says paintings and then 0001? Should I make a name what the
I
scenery
mean,
is?
ideally, get rid of your duplicates first.
Okay,
And then each one that you're left with, look at it, and maybe you want to call them beach, dogs, house, lighthouse.
Okay.
That's up to you, right? You can rename them all. That's the whole point of organizing. And look how organized she already is. But now this is an example of someone who's already done the heavy work, and now she's doing minutia work, right?
so when I'm done renaming them, getting rid of the ones that are duplicates, do I just slide them up under painting and art?
Yeah, go ahead and grab one of them. Grab one of them. Doesn't matter which. Yeah.
Okay,
And now we're gonna work more on this next week. But yeah, just drag it up to Painting and Art and drop. See how it went? And there you go. It went in there. Like you just put it in that little drawer. Okay. And there it is.
aha, there it is down there. Okay, great, thank you.
Okay. It got in there. But that is coming for the whole group. That's coming next week. Right now, we're just moving them out of the wrong place. The wrong place is documents. No, the wrong place is desktop and downloads. That's the wrong place. We're moving everything we can to documents. And then we're going to get to do what she's doing, which is organizing our documents. Okay. So thanks for that.
Yeah,
Julie,
thank you.
You're welcome. Stop your share. Okay, so guys, I'm giving you work, okay? This isn't like, oh, let me watch a fun movie. This is, you guys are supposed to get some work done. Today is Wednesday through Monday. We don't have that many classes left, and I wanted to be here last Monday. Now it's Wednesday, so we've usually I would have you one day to do the downloads, one day to do desktop. This time I'm having you do both. And listen, I am aware that cleaning your downloads might be work, but you won't have much resistance because what's the point of having them there? I get that. But what I'm asking you to do is to empty out your desktop. And I know there's going to be resistance to that, especially for those of you guys who figure I'll never find my stuff again. So do me a favor. Please move everything that you think you can live without having on the desktop. I will show you how to organize them. So maybe you'll have 5 to 10 things left that if they're not on the desktop, you'd be lost. Okay, leave them on the desktop. We'll talk about those. But if you have, like me, 52 things on my desktop, that's crazy. 10 things, maybe. Does that make sense? So pick and choose. Go to your desktop and start going. Do I really need this in there? Do I really need this one in there? Do I need this in there? No, I don't need it. So where's it going to go? Documents. Where's this one going to go? Documents. Where's this one going to go? Documents. So basically, by the time we're done next week, our documents should have a whole bunch of mess stuff that I came from the documents and from the downloads. Does that make sense? Our
Yeah.
downloads should look almost empty except for a temporary thing. An invitation that in 2 weeks I'll get rid of. So since it's going to go to the trash, why bother putting in the doc? You don't want to also make your documents be like a hoarder's house, right? You don't want to put stuff in your documents that you really don't want. In fact, on Monday, we're going to be cleaning up our documents. We're going to be organizing them and finding what in there do we not need, right? Now, some of you guys, Julie, who's taken this class a few times, she's got a very empty downloads folder and she's got a very empty desktop folder. So what's her homework? Get into that minutia. Keep organizing that stuff is in there. Come on, you guys have organized your homes. You know that no matter how much you organize, there's always one more level of organization. So that's the people who already have clean desktops and downloads. But I venture to say that for most of the people, especially if you haven't taken my class before, that's a lot of work between here and Monday, okay? So what's the homework? Empty out your desktop and your downloads. Put everything in documents, okay? As soon as we walk in on Monday, we're going to start making folders, organizing, creating stuff, finding ways to file things in the right way. How do we do it? What's the best way? There's all these things to help you. You can color code it, although used to be that color coding was really good because the whole thing would change. Now only a little dot pops up when they're color coded and it's not so obvious, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. So guys, downloads, there might be things that you don't know what they are. So if you go over here, you see a PNG. I don't know what it is. Well, first thing you do is you watch it. Oh, that's what it was. Many times viewing it is all you need to know what it was. Oh, that was this, that was that. If you click on it and you still don't know what it is, because nothing shows up that makes sense, it's probably software or something like that if you don't see a preview of something. So what's going to be left behind in the downloads? The things that you don't know what to do with. If you have 5, 10 things that you don't know what to do with, those are the things that you bring up next week and you go, well, I have a PNG file and I don't know what it is, and I'll tell you, well, a PNG file is, and then you look at the date. And if it's, if you don't know what it is, it's really old. 99% of the times I'm going to tell you, well, just dump it. Because if it's, if there's no way to open it on your computer, it might be that you brought it over. Many times people bring things over from their PC computers and their system files, stuff that just doesn't have any life in a Mac. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's old applications or games or stuff that they used to play that don't run anymore. So there's things like that. Or it could just be you discovering, oh my God, there's where it went. I can't believe I finally found it. So that's what you need to do. Explore everything. And there's a couple more, one more file that I want to explain to you guys, and I have 3 more minutes, so watch. If you get something that's a zip file, .zip.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, sorry. No, after I finished your share, I didn't share again. Thanks for asking that. Okay, so here I have a .zip. You see that? You might also have a .archive. Sometime in the very far past, they were called archives, .archive. There might be some other name that's similar, but I don't think for the Mac. There used to be something called Suitcase. I don't know if anyone has any of those anymore. So what those are, it's like a duffel bag. It's like you need to carry 10 small things around and they'll fall off your hands. You just put them in a bag and off you go, right? A grocery bag, a duffel bag, it's a bag that holds many things at once. So if you want to email 10 things to someone, instead of emailing 10 things, you can zip them and send one thing. Does that make sense? So many times when you download things, they come in zipped because someone sends you a zipped file. So how do I unzip it? First of all, make sure you know what it is before you unzip it, because again, if I open, it could be Pandora's box. I can unzip something that I don't know what it is, and lots of junk can be unleashed into my computer. So worms, viruses, they might come in that way. So just because I'm saying it's a zip thing, let's open the zipper, I'm saying no, no, no. In fact, if I hit the spacebar on that, it shows me a little zipper. The Suitcase one, you start with a Zoop, I don't know the archive one what it shows, but those are many files in one. If the name is clueless to you, if you look at the date and it's really old, I would venture to say, you've lived without it for 5 years, just keep living without it, trash it, right? But if you just received it, you know what it is. It has a name that describes it, because many times they're just called archive.zip or something like that. In which case, you don't know what's in there. If you haven't needed it since whatever, it arrived here in 2020, I probably don't need it. Right click trash. But if you know what it is, watch what's going to happen. Everyone pay attention. Word data, cig.zip. All I'm going to do is I'm going to double click. It unzipped and it gave me a folder. And when I open the folder, it's got chapter 2, chapter 1, and I open and I had like tons of files in there. All of that came from in there. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, she's asking if I had just hit the space bar and this window comes up. And you know how I told you, if you open this one, if you just watch it, it says open with Microsoft PowerPoint. If I click on this one, it says open with preview. If you hit a zip, it'll say uncompress, because it's basically compress or uncompress the file. So if I had uncompressed it, it unzips. So now I have that same thing twice. See, it unzipped twice. So what's the whole point? This is a big file, right? It has a lot of stuff. It's compressed, but it's still a big file. Now I've opened it twice. So the first time it came out as Word Data 2. The third time it came out as Word Data 2.2. If I double click again, it'll uncompress again. 3. I compress again. 4. So now I had like 20 files in there, 40, 60, 80. I suddenly made 100 files in my computer by unzipping that. Does that make sense? So if you unzip something, it'll just keep unzipping, meaning that isn't emptied out. It's not like a bag that I've emptied out. It's just more like a magic bag. Each time I open it, it gives me everything. It gives me everything, and it gives me everything. So once you've opened the zip file, trash the zip if you're going to keep the rest. Does that make sense? And if you've opened it a few times, then trash all of them and keep only the thing that you needed, which is the unzipped version. These are the files that you downloaded because you needed them. Does that make sense? So don't keep that zip, or trash the open and keep just a zip file and keep only the zip file. But why would you? Because if they're in a zip version, you can't use them. So you might as well open them and use them. And if you open them and you don't need them, then trash these. Does that make sense? You don't want to keep stuff that you don't need, that you don't recognize, that are not good for you. So in this case, these are chapters of a book that I used to teach Word with, and I don't use that anymore. So do I need it? No, that's 20 files I don't need. I moved this folder to trash. How many files am I trashing? All 20. Okay. So yeah, let's right click and move to trash, or right click and move to documents. Okay, that's the work we're going to be doing. And we're going to be doing the same for the desktop. And documents, that's a manual. Again, keep both, because these are files that I've already used myself. I've already put in my documents. I use these again and again to teach you guys, right? So you want to get rid of any duplicates or copies, right? Right click, get rid of the copies, and then move everything to the documents. And on Monday, we're going to be organizing our documents folder. And there should be a couple left in the downloads that either you don't know or you truly purposely kept in there. And in the desktop, there should be a couple that you really don't want to lose, and I'll show you how to handle them. Everything else should be in the documents folder. The trash, once you've inspected it, you can empty it. How do you empty the trash once you've inspected it? I'm almost done. Let me share my entire screen. There's so many ways to empty the trash, but the easiest way might be to go to the trash, right click on empty trash. That's one way. You could also have the trash opened up that you've been looking at it. Then you click on the word empty. Okay, it all empties out. I'm going to leave it there for enough to be able to give you an example again. But once you do that, it'll say, are you sure? Are you sure? Because it can't be. And you go, yep, I'm sure. Then it's empty. It's a goner. This trash bag will be empty and you'll have nothing in there. And then you keep putting other stuff in there. Okay.
Great.
Don't double think it. If you looked at it in the downloads and you didn't want it and you put it in the trash, don't try to see it again, because when it's in the trash and you try to see it, some files it'll let you see, and some files it'll go, I can't let you see it because it's in the trash, and I can't find an example right now. But many times in here, it'll go, well, you can't see it until you move it out of the trash. Then you move it out of the trash and you see it again, and then you forget. And by then, it's like, once you put it in the trash, unless there's any huge mistakes, that's why it's good to empty it often, Because if you empty it often, then you don't have tons to review. Review them once, empty it, and then after that, it'll be only 3 or 4 at a time that you need to review, okay? And then next week, I'll also show you how an automatic delete of your trash, but I don't want to have you automatically delete your trash until you've checked it,
Yeah,
okay?
Right.
All right, see you guys on Monday.
Thank you.
guys
Have a nice weekend.
work hard. You have a bunch of days between Wednesday and Monday. I want lots done. And if you
Thank-
don't do it, come to class anyway. Don't miss
Thank
class 'cause
you.
didn't do it. All right,
Bye.
bye guys.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
Oh, thank you. Let me close it up. Bye.